Welcome, traveler, to Lotus Whisper. I am your companion on this quiet path toward the stillness of the heart. Sit with me for a moment and let the world outside fade away. If you find peace in these stories, I invite you to subscribe and join our circle of mindfulness. Tonight, we explore the heavy burden of the self. We often cling to our names, our roles, and our histories as if they were solid ground. Yet this very clinging is what keeps us from floating. We mistake the mask for the face and the shadow for the light. This attachment creates a storm of worry within us. We will begin our journey in the midst of that storm, in the place of deep anxiety, where we learn to finally loosen our grip on who we think we are. Breathe softly now. Let us begin. The air in the small room feels thick tonight. It is a heaviness that does not come from the humidity of the coming rain or the stillness of the summer heat. It is a weight that settles in the center of the chest, just behind the breastbone, where the breath should flow freely, but instead finds itself caught. Imagine you are sitting in a chair made of old, dark wood. The grain of the wood is rough against your palms, and the room is slowly losing its color as the sun dips below the horizon. You can see the dust motes dancing in the final sliver of golden light that stretches across the floorboards. These tiny specks of dust are like the thoughts spinning in your mind. They are restless, they are chaotic, they have no place to land. You watch them, and you feel a familiar tightening in your throat. This is the weight of the day. This is the weight of being someone. You are carrying a name, you are carrying a history, you are carrying a list of things you have done and things you have failed to do. This identity is like a heavy wool coat worn in the middle of a desert. It is scratchy and hot, and it clings to your skin with the salt of your own sweat. You want to take it off, but you have forgotten how the buttons work. You have forgotten that you are even wearing it. You only know that you are tired. You only know that the walls of the room seem to be leaning inward, just a fraction of an inch every time you blink. Outside the window, the trees are silhouettes against a bruised purple sky. The leaves are not moving. Everything is waiting for a storm that has not yet arrived. Inside your mind, the storm is already raging. It is a storm of words. I should have said this. I should have done that. Why did they look at me that way? What will happen if I lose what I have built? These words are like sharp stones being tossed around in a wooden box. They clatter, and they strike the sides, and they make a noise that prevents you from hearing the silence. You try to close your eyes, but the back of your eyelids is a screen where the movie of your life plays on a loop. You see the face of the person you think you are. That person has many needs. That person has many fears. That person is very fragile. You feel a pulse in your temples. It is a steady, rhythmic thumping that reminds you of a clock ticking toward an unknown deadline. You are worried about time. You are worried about being enough. You are worried that if you stop moving and stop striving and stop being this specific version of yourself, you will simply vanish into the shadows. This is the anxiety of the ego. It is the trembling of a shadow that thinks it is the source of the light. You shift in your seat, and the wood creaks beneath you. The sound is loud in the quiet room. It startles you. Your shoulders are hunched up toward your ears. Your jaw is clenched so tightly that your teeth ache. You are holding yourself together as if you were made of glass, and the world was a floor of hard stone. You are afraid to break. You are afraid that if the shell of your identity cracks, the contents will spill out, and there will be nothing left to hold on to. Think of a traveler who has been walking for many miles. This traveler carries a large wooden trunk on his back. Inside the trunk are all the things he thinks define him. There are medals for his victories and heavy iron chains for his shames. There are maps of places he has been and portraits of people he has tried to please. The trunk is so heavy that he cannot see the path beneath his feet. He can only see the dust and the strain of his own muscles. He is exhausted, but he refuses to set the trunk down. He believes that if he lets go of the trunk, he will no longer be a traveler. He will be no one. He will be lost. You are that traveler tonight. You are standing in the middle of the road with your knees shaking and your breath coming in short, shallow gasps. The clouds above you are dark and low. They are the suffocating clouds of a restless mind. They press down on the tops of the hills and they swallow the stars. You cannot see the moon. You cannot see the horizon. You can only see the immediate circle of your own distress. This distress is a fire that does not give off light. It only gives off heat and smoke. The smoke fills your lungs and makes your eyes water. You are searching for an exit, but every door you find is locked from the inside. The key is in your hand, but you are gripping it so tightly that you cannot turn it. You are clinging to the idea of who you are supposed to be. You are clinging to the role of the worker, the parent, the friend, the success, the failure. You are clinging to the story of your life as if it were a solid rope in a dark cave. But the rope is actually a snake, and the more you grip it, the more it coils around your arm. This is the nature of the self that we build with our thoughts. It is a construction of memory and anticipation. It is a ghost that we have mistaken for a person. And tonight, the ghost is hungry. It wants more reassurance. It wants more certainty. It wants to know that it is real. But the more you try to prove its reality, the more anxious you become. Because deep down in the quietest part of your soul, you know that this identity is a mask. You know that it is a costume. And you are terrified of what lies beneath the fabric. You are terrified of the vast, open space that remains when the name and the roles are stripped away. The anxiety you feel is the friction between the truth of your infinite nature and the narrowness of your self-defined cage. It is the sound of the bird beating its wings against the bars. The bars are made of your own opinions. The bars are made of your judgments. The bars are made of your attachments to how things ought to be. You look at the clock on the wall. The second hand moves with a cold, mechanical precision. Each tick is a reminder of a moment that is gone. Each tick is a reminder of a future that is coming, whether you are ready or not. You feel a cold sweat on your brow. Your heart is a drum being played by a nervous hand. You try to tell yourself to relax, but the command only creates more tension. You cannot force a storm to stop. You cannot command the clouds to dissipate. You can only sit in the middle of the rain and feel the cold. You are feeling the cold of isolation. When we cling to identity, we separate ourselves from the rest of existence. We create a boundary. We say, this is me, and that is the world. This is my pain, and that is your indifference. This boundary is a wall that we have built, brick by brick, with every thought of I and me and mine. And now the wall is so high that we cannot see the sky. We are trapped in a small, dark courtyard of our own making. The air is stale. The light is dim. We are lonely in our selfhood. We are anxious because we are alone. We have forgotten that the wall is an illusion. We have forgotten that the bricks are made of mist. But the mist feels like granite when we are afraid. You reach out your hand to touch the wall, and it feels cold and hard. You lean your head against it, and you weep for the person you have become. You weep for the exhaustion of maintaining the image. You weep for the burden of being a somebody in a world that demands so much. The weight of the day's burdens is not just the work you did or the words you spoke. It is the weight of the person who had to do the work and speak the words. It is the weight of the ego. It is the weight of the ghost. Listen to the sound of your own breathing. It is jagged. It is uneven. It is the breath of someone who is running even while they are sitting still. You are running away from the void. You are running toward a destination that does not exist. You are running toward a version of yourself that is finally perfect and finally safe. But that person is a mirage. The more you run toward it, the further away it moves. And the running is what causes the exhaustion. The running is what causes the anxiety. The clouds are moving closer now. They are swirling in the corners of the room. They are grey and heavy like wet wool. They smell of old iron and damp earth. They wrap around your legs and your waist. They pull at your spirit. You feel like you are sinking into a deep, dark marsh. Every movement you make to free yourself only pulls you deeper into the mud. The mud is your history. The mud is your regrets. The mud is the identity you refuse to let go of. You remember a mistake you made years ago. The memory is sharp and clear. It cuts through the fog like a knife. You feel the shame of it in your gut. You think to yourself, I am the person who did that. And in that moment, the identity of the sinner becomes a heavy stone in your pocket. You remember a time you were hurt by someone else. You think, I am the person who was betrayed. And the identity of the victim becomes another stone. You keep collecting these stones. You think they are treasures. You think they are who you are. But they are only weight. They are only gravity. They are pulling you down into the earth. You are so heavy now that you can barely move. You are a statue of your own making, a monument to a self that is already dead. The wind begins to howl outside. It is a mournful sound, like a flute played by a giant. It rattles the window panes in their frames. It speaks of the vastness of the world and the insignificance of our small dramas. It tells you that the mountains do not care about your name. The rivers do not care about your bank account. The stars do not care about your reputation. This thought should be a relief, but instead, it brings more anxiety. Because if you are not your name and your bank account and your reputation, then what are you? The ego shudders at the thought of its own emptiness. It clings harder to the mask. It screams into the wind, I am here. I am important. I am real. But the wind only blows through the holes in the mask. The wind only carries away the screams. You are left in the silence. You are left in the dark. You are left with the suffocating clouds. Your mind is like a house with too many lights left on. Each light is a worry. Each light is a project. Each light is a desire. You are running from room to room, trying to turn them off. But as soon as you extinguish one, another flares up in the distance. You are frantic. You are breathless. You are lost in your own home. The furniture is unfamiliar. The mirrors show a stranger's face. You do not recognize the eyes that look back at you. They are wide and full of panic. They are the eyes of a creature caught in a snare. The snare is the concept of I. I am tired. I am stressed. I am failing. Look at these sentences. Look at the word I. It is the anchor that holds the ship in the middle of the storm. If you could cut the anchor, the ship would drift, but it would also be free. But you are afraid of the drift. You are afraid of the open sea. You would rather be battered by the waves while tied to a rock than float on the surface of the infinite. This is the core of your suffering. This is the root of your restlessness. You are holding on to a burning coal and wondering why your hand is blistered. You are holding on to a shard of glass and wondering why you are bleeding. The coal is your identity. The glass is your self-image. Let us look closer at this identity. What is it made of? It is made of the stories you tell yourself. It is made of the labels others have placed upon you. It is made of the expectations of your ancestors and the pressures of your society. It is a patchwork quilt of borrowed ideas. There is nothing in it that is truly yours. There is nothing in it that is permanent. And yet you guard it as if it were the most precious diamond in the world. You spend your days polishing it. You spend your nights worrying that someone will steal it or that it will lose its shine. You are a servant to a master that does not exist. You are a slave to a shadow. The clouds have now filled the room completely. You can no longer see the walls. You can no longer see the floor. You are floating in a grey void of your own making. The anxiety is no longer just a feeling in your chest. It is the very atmosphere you breathe. It is the texture of the air. It is the vibration of the silence. You feel a sense of impending doom. You feel as if something terrible is about to happen. But the terrible thing has already happened. You have forgotten who you really are. You have traded your birthright of peace for a bowl of pottage made of ego and pride. You have traded the ocean for a cup of salt water. And now you are thirsty. You are so very thirsty. Your throat is dry and your tongue is thick. You reach for the cup, but the water only makes the thirst worse. The identity cannot satisfy the soul. The mask cannot breathe for the face. The shadow cannot feel the warmth of the sun. You are shivering in the dark. You are trembling in the heat. You are a contradiction. You are a knot of tension in the middle of a vast relaxation. The world around you is at rest. The birds have tucked their heads under their wings. The flowers have closed their petals. The earth is turning slowly in the cradle of the stars. Everything is letting go. Everything is surrendering to the night. Everything except you. You are the only thing in the universe that is trying to remain the same. You are the only thing that is resisting the flow of time. You are standing in the middle of a river and trying to hold back the water with your bare hands. The water is cold and powerful. It rushes past you. It swirls around your waist. It threatens to knock you off your feet. You are exhausted from the effort. Your muscles are screaming. Your mind is shouting. But the river does not care. The river just flows. The river is the truth of impermanence. The river is the reality of change. And you are the stubborn rock that thinks it can stay put. But even the rock is being worn away. Even the rock will eventually become sand. Your anxiety is the sound of the rock cracking. It is the sound of the ego breaking under the pressure of reality. Do not be afraid of the breaking. The breaking is necessary. The shell must crack for the seed to grow. The cocoon must dissolve for the butterfly to emerge. But right now you are still in the middle of the cracking. You are still in the middle of the dissolution. And it feels like death. It feels like the end of the world. Because it is the end of your world. It is the end of the world you have built around yourself. It is the end of the small, cramped reality of the self. The clouds are pressing against your eyes. You cannot see. You can only feel. You feel the weight of your body. You feel the weight of your thoughts. You feel the weight of your name. It is so heavy. It is so very heavy. You want to lay it down. You want to stop. You want to rest. But the mind says no. The mind says you must keep going. The mind says you must figure this out. The mind says you must find a way to be okay while still being you. But there is no way to be okay while still being the you that you think you are. That version of you is the problem. That version of you is the source of the pain. You cannot solve a problem using the same logic that created it. You cannot find peace using the same ego that created the war. You are trying to put out a fire with gasoline. You are trying to heal a wound with a sword. Stop for a moment. Just stop. Do not try to relax. Do not try to be mindful. Do not try to do anything. Just feel the anxiety. Feel the suffocating clouds. Feel the weight of the day. Let it be as heavy as it is. Do not try to lift it. Do not try to push it away. Just acknowledge that it is there. Say to yourself, this is the weight of being a person. This is the burden of the self. This is the price of clinging to a name. The clouds are not your enemies. They are just clouds. They are made of the same things as the sky. They are just temporary formations. They appear and they disappear. They have no substance. They have no power over you except the power you give them. But right now, you are giving them all your power. You are feeding them with your attention. You are strengthening them with your resistance. The more you fight the clouds, the thicker they become. The more you struggle against the weight, the heavier it feels. Look at the shadows in the corner of the room. They are long and distorted. They look like monsters. They look like the ghosts of your past. They look like the fears of your future. But they are only shadows. They are only the absence of light. They have no reality of their own. They are caused by the objects in the room and the fading light from the window. If you moved the objects, the shadows would change. If you turned on a light, the shadows would vanish. But you are sitting in the dark, and you are afraid of the shapes you see. You are afraid of the shapes of your own mind. You are afraid of the thoughts that tell you that you are not enough. You are afraid of the thoughts that tell you that you are lost. But who is the one who is afraid? Who is the one who is watching the shadows? Who is the one who is feeling the weight? Is it the name? Is it the history? Is it the role? No. The name cannot feel. The history cannot suffer. The role is just a script. There is something else here. There is a witness. There is a presence that is older than your name and deeper than your history. There is a stillness that exists behind the storm. But right now, the storm is all you can see. The anxiety is a veil. It is a thick, heavy curtain that has been drawn across the window of your soul. You are looking at the curtain and you think it is the view. You are looking at the fabric and you think it is the world. You are so close to the curtain that you can see the individual threads. You can see the dust trapped in the weave. You are obsessed with the details of your distress. You are analyzing the texture of your pain. You are trying to understand why the curtain is there and who put it there and how long it will stay. But the why does not matter. The who does not matter. The only thing that matters is that the curtain is not you. You are the one who is looking at the curtain. You are the space in which the curtain hangs. You are the room in which the storm is raging. The storm cannot hurt the room. The clouds cannot stain the sky. The weight cannot crush the earth. But you have forgotten that you are the room. You have forgotten that you are the sky. You have forgotten that you are the earth. You think you are the tiny, fragile thing that is being tossed about by the wind. You think you are the leaf and not the tree. You think you are the drop and not the ocean. This is the great misunderstanding. This is the root of all anxiety. We have mistaken ourselves for a part when we are the whole. We have mistaken ourselves for a moment when we are eternity. We have mistaken ourselves for a name when we are the nameless. And so we suffer. We suffer because we are trying to fit the infinite into the finite. We are trying to pour the ocean into a thimble, and the thimble is overflowing. The thimble is breaking. The anxiety is the sound of the breaking. The anxiety is the feeling of the overflow. Let it overflow. Let it break. Let the thimble shatter into 1,000 pieces. Do not try to glue it back together. Do not try to save the smallness. The smallness is your prison. The smallness is your pain. The clouds are getting darker now. The room is almost completely black. You can no longer see your own hands. You are alone in the darkness with your racing heart and your shallow breath. The weight is at its peak. It is pressing down on your shoulders like a mountain of lead. You feel as if you are being crushed. You feel as if you are being erased. Good. Let the erasure happen. Let the mountain press down until there is nothing left of the person you thought you were. Let the identity be ground into dust. Let the name be forgotten. Let the history be washed away. In this moment of total anxiety, in this moment of absolute restlessness, there is a hidden opportunity. It is the opportunity to finally let go. It is the opportunity to stop the fight. It is the opportunity to realize that the one who is struggling is not you. The one who is struggling is just a story, and the story has reached its end. The clouds are heavy, the air is thick, the weight is unbearable. This is the first step. This is the threshold. This is the place where the journey begins. You are standing in the center of the storm, and you are finally realizing that you cannot win. You are finally realizing that the ego cannot save you. You are finally realizing that the identity is a burden you can no longer carry. Stay here in the darkness for a moment. Feel the full weight of your anxiety. Do not run. Do not hide. Do not seek comfort. Just be here. Be the one who is heavy. Be the one who is restless. Be the one who is lost. For it is only when we are truly lost that we can finally be found. It is only when we are completely empty that we can finally be filled. It is only when we are at our most anxious that we can truly understand the value of peace. The storm is at its height. The clouds are suffocating. The day's burdens are a crushing weight. This is the beginning of the end of the self. This is the first crack in the mask. This is the first step toward the stillness of the heart. Breathe into the heaviness. Breathe into the dark. You are here. You are present. And for now, that is enough. The journey has begun. The path is under your feet, even if you cannot see it. The light is within you, even if you cannot feel it. Trust the process. Trust the darkness. Trust the breaking. For the breaking is the only way to the light. The anxiety is the only way to the peace. The identity is the only way to the nameless. Stay here. Just stay. The night is long, but it is not eternal. The clouds are thick, but they are not solid. The weight is heavy, but it is not you. You are the one who remains when everything else falls away. You are the silence after the storm. You are the light after the dark. But for now, just be the storm. Just be the dark. Just be the weight. This is the first phase. This is the beginning of the path. Let the restlessness be your teacher. Let the anxiety be your guide. They are pointing the way home. They are telling you that it is time to let go. They are telling you that it is time to be free. Listen to them. Feel them. Let them do their work. The work of dismantling the self, the work of clearing the way, the work of the Lotus whisper. Stay in the stillness of your own distress. The morning is far away, but the first light is already within you, waiting for the clouds to part. Let them be. Let them stay. Let them go. You are here. You are here. You are here. The weight of the night is not merely the absence of the sun. It is a presence that settles upon your shoulders, a heavy, invisible cloak woven from the threads of everything you believe yourself to be. You sit in the stillness, yet there is no stillness within. There is a vibration, a low, persistent hum that resonates in the day, marrow of your bones. This is the storm before the storm. This is the sound of the identity clinging to its own existence. Notice the way your breath catches in the shallowest part of your throat. It does not want to descend into the belly. It is afraid to go deep. It stays high and frantic, like a bird trapped in a room with no windows, fluttering against the ceiling of your ribs. Feel the tightness in your jaw, the way your teeth press against one another as if guarding a secret that must never be spoken. This tension is the physical manifestation of the word I. It is the armor you have built around the idea of who you are. You are holding on so tightly to the image of yourself that your muscles have forgotten how to release. Your shoulders are drawn up toward your ears, bracing for a blow that never comes, or perhaps bracing to hold up a sky that was never yours to carry. This is the first gate of the journey. This is the gate of anxiety. We often think of anxiety as an enemy, a thief that steals our peace. But in the silence of this moment, let us look at it differently. Let us look at it as a signal. It is the friction of the soul rubbing against the narrow walls of the ego. You have tried to fit the vast, infinite ocean of your being into a very small, very rigid container. You have given yourself a name, a profession, a history, and a set of expectations. You have told yourself that you must be strong, or you must be successful, or you must be loved. And now, the container is too small. The ocean is restless. The anxiety you feel is the pressure of your own limitlessness trying to break through the limits you have imposed upon yourself. Listen to the rhythm of your heart. It beats with a frantic urgency, a drum in the dark. It is searching for something to hold on to. It is looking for a shore in a sea of uncertainty. When we cling to our identity, we are like a person trying to catch the wind in a silken net. We think that if we can just define ourselves clearly enough, if we can just make our stories solid enough, we will finally be safe. But the more we define, the more we exclude. The more we build the walls of our identity, the more we isolate ourselves from the flow of life. And in that isolation, fear grows. The fear of losing the mask, the fear of what happens when the story changes. You feel this fear now as a knot in the pit of your stomach. It is a cold, hard stone that sits where your center should be. This stone is made of every time you said, "I am this and I am not that." It is made of every judgment you have passed upon yourself. It is the weight of the past and the shadow of the future. Do not try to push it away. Do not try to breathe through it yet. Simply acknowledge its presence. Feel the texture of this anxiety. Is it sharp? Is it dull? Does it pulse with the heat of anger or the cold of despair? It is yours. It is the child of your own mind, born from the desire to be a separate, permanent thing in a world that is constantly changing. Think of a river. A river is beautiful because it flows. It has no fixed shape. It adapts to the rocks, the bends, the fallen trees. It is the same river, yet it is never the same water. Now imagine if the river tried to hold on to a single moment of its existence. Imagine if it tried to stop at a beautiful waterfall and say, "This is who I am. I am the waterfall." The moment it stops, it ceases to be a river. It becomes a stagnant pool. It loses its life, its clarity, and its song. We are that river. But we have spent our lives trying to be the pool. We have tried to freeze ourselves in time. We have gathered the stones of our achievements and the silt of our failures and built a dam across our own spirit. The anxiety you feel is the water rising behind that dam. It is the pressure of the life force wanting to move, wanting to change, wanting to flow into the unknown. The tension in your spirit is the sound of the wood creaking under the weight. You are afraid that if the dam breaks, you will be lost. You are afraid that without your story, without your identity, there will be nothing left. You will be a nameless void in the dark. But look at the candle flame in the corner of the room. It flickers and dances. It consumes itself to give light. It does not ask what its name is. It does not worry if it is the same flame it was a second ago. It simply is. It is the process of burning. You, too, are a process. You are not a noun, you are a verb. You are not a person who experiences life. You are life experiencing itself through the lens of a person. The anxiety arises because you have mistaken the lens for the light. You have become so focused on the dust on the lens that you have forgotten the sun that shines through it. Feel the weight of your limbs. They feel heavy, like lead. This is the exhaustion of the ego. It is tiring to be someone. It is exhausting to maintain the facade, to keep the story consistent, to defend the boundaries of the self. Your spirit is tired of the war. It is tired of the constant vigilance. Even now, as you try to relax, a part of your mind is scanning for threats. It is asking, am I doing this right? Am I becoming peaceful? What if I can't let go? These questions are the guards at the gate of your identity. They do not want you to pass. They know that on the other side of this anxiety, the I begins to dissolve. There was once a traveler who walked through a dark forest at night. He was terrified of the shadows, of the strange sounds, of the unknown creatures that might be lurking in the bushes. To protect himself, he carried a large, heavy mirror. Whenever he felt afraid, he would hold the mirror up in front of him, thinking that his own reflection would give him strength. He would look at his face, his clothes, the familiar lines of his own image, and he would feel a momentary sense of relief. "I am here," he would say. "I am this person. I exist." But the mirror was heavy, and it made him slow, couldn't see the path ahead because the mirror was in the way. He tripped over roots and stones. He became exhausted from the weight. The more tired he became, the more he clung to the mirror, terrified that if he put it down, he would vanish into the darkness. He did not realize that the mirror was not protecting him. It was blinding him. It was the source of his struggle. He was so busy looking at himself that he couldn't see the forest, he couldn't see the stars, and he couldn't see that the path was actually clear. You are that traveler. Your identity is that mirror. You are carrying it through the darkness of your life, thinking it is your only protection. You look into it and see your name, your past, your roles, and your fears. You see the person you think you are supposed to be. And because you are so focused on that image, you cannot see the reality of the present moment. You cannot see that the darkness is not your enemy. The darkness is simply the space in which everything exists. The anxiety you feel is the strain in your arms from holding that mirror for so many years. It is the ache in your back and the trembling in your legs. Your spirit is crying out for you to put the mirror down. It is telling you that you do not need to see your reflection to exist. You exist whether you see yourself or not. You are the forest. You are the path. You are the stars. You are the darkness itself. But as long as you cling to the mirror, you will feel the tension. You will feel the storm. Let us sit with this tension for a while. Do not try to fix it. Do not try to heal it. Just be with it. Feel the way the anxiety moves in your chest. It is like a coil of smoke, shifting and changing. Sometimes it is a tight knot. Sometimes it is a cold shiver. Sometimes it is a dull ache. It is not a solid thing. It is a movement. It is energy that has been blocked. Imagine that this energy is like a wind blowing through an old house. It rattles the windows. It moans through the cracks in the doors. It makes the floorboards creak. The house is your identity. The wind is the truth of impermanence. The wind is trying to tell you that the house is not permanent. The wind is trying to tell you that you are not the house. You are the space inside the house. You are the air that moves through the rooms. But because you are clinging to the walls, because you are trying to keep the doors shut, the wind feels like a storm. It feels like a threat. If you could just open the windows, the wind would pass through without a sound. If you could just open the doors, the pressure would vanish. But you are afraid. You are afraid that if you open the windows, the wind will blow away your furniture. It will blow away your memories, your treasures, your sense of self. And it will. That is the truth. The wind of truth will blow away everything that is not real. It will leave only the empty space, and that empty space is where peace lives. But right now, you are still in the phase of the storm. You are still holding the door shut with all your might. You are leaning your weight against the wood, feeling the vibrations of the wind on the other side. This is the source of your anxiety. It is the effort of resistance. It is the struggle against the inevitable. You are trying to stay the same in a universe that is defined by change. You are trying to be a solid rock in a river of light. Feel the pulse in your fingertips. Feel the blood moving through your veins. This is life. It does not ask for permission. It does not ask for a name. It just flows. Your body knows how to be without your help. Your lungs know how to breathe. Your heart knows how to beat. Your cells know how to divide and renew. None of this requires an identity. None of this requires a story. The body is an expression of the Tao, the natural way of things. It is only the mind that creates the storm. It is only the mind that says, "I am worried about tomorrow." I am ashamed of yesterday. I am not enough. These thoughts are like clouds passing over the moon. They do not change the moon. They do not touch the moon. But if you identify with the clouds, you will feel lost in the fog. You will feel the dampness and the cold. You will forget that the moon is even there. Stay with the restlessness. Let it be as large as it needs to be. Let it fill the room. Let it fill the world. Do not try to be a person who is meditating. Do not try to be a person who is seeking peace. Just be the feeling itself. If there is fear, be the fear. If there is tension, be the tension. When you become the feeling, the separation between you and the feeling disappears. And when the separation disappears, the conflict ends. The anxiety is only painful because you are fighting it. You are over here, and the anxiety is over there, and you are trying to push it away. This creates a second layer of tension. It is the tension of the struggle. What happens if you stop struggling? What happens if you let the anxiety wash over you like a wave? A wave is only dangerous if you try to stand against it. If you dive into it, if you become one with the water, it simply carries you. You are carrying the weight of 1,000 yesterdays. You are carrying the expectations of people who are no longer here. You are carrying the dreams of a version of yourself that has already died. Why? Why do you hold on to these ghosts? They are not you. They are just shadows on the wall. They have no substance. They have no power except the power you give them by clinging to them. Your identity is a collection of memories and habits. It is a costume you have worn for so long that you have forgotten you can take it off. You think that if you take off the costume, you will be naked and vulnerable. But the truth is, the costume is what makes you vulnerable. The costume is what can be torn. The costume is what can be stained. Without the costume, you are the sky. Nothing can touch the sky. Nothing can stain the sky. Clouds come and go. The storms rage and pass, but the sky remains vast, clear, and untouched. You are the sky, but right now you are obsessed with a single dark cloud. You are pointing at it and saying, "This is me. This storm is who I am." And so you suffer. You suffer the lightning and the rain. You suffer the wind and the cold. But the cloud is just a temporary gathering of moisture and heat. It is not you. It is just passing through you. Let the storm be. Let the anxiety be. Let the tension be. It is the beginning of the undoing. It is the first step in the dismantling of the false self. It is the heat that melts the ice. It is the fire that burns away the dross. It is uncomfortable because you are used to the cold. You are used to the solidness of the ice. You are used to the structure of your suffering. The melting feels like a loss of control. It feels like falling. But you are falling into yourself. You are falling into the deep, quiet waters of your own essence. The anxiety is just the surface tension. It is the ripple on the water. Below the ripples, there is a depth that the storm cannot reach. There is a silence that has never been broken. There is a peace that does not depend on circumstances. But to get to the depth, you must go through the surface. You must face the ripples. You must acknowledge the storm. You must feel the tension in your spirit without flinching. Look at your life as if it were a play. You have been playing a part. You have been playing it so well that you have forgotten it is a play. You have forgotten that you are the actor, not the character. The character is the one who is anxious. The character is the one who is clinging to their identity. The character is the one who is afraid of the future. But you, the actor, are safe. You are just watching the performance. You are the one who hears the lines. You are the one who feels the emotions, but you are not the emotions. You are the awareness in which the emotions arise. This awareness is your true home. It is the place where there is no I, no mine, no me. It is the place of pure being. In this moment, the awareness is filled with the sensation of anxiety. That is okay. It is just one color in the sunset. It is just one note in the symphony. Do not judge the note. Do not try to change the color. Just observe it. See how it changes. See how it moves. Notice how the tension in your body shifts. One moment it is in your chest, the next it is in your throat. Then it is a restlessness in your legs. It is never still. It is a dance. It is the dance of energy trying to find its way back to the source. The source is the silence. The source is the emptiness. We are so afraid of emptiness. We think it means nothingness. We think it means a lack of life. But in Zen, emptiness is the source of all things. It is the womb of the universe. It is the space that allows the music to be heard. It is the silence that gives meaning to the words. Your identity is a word. Your anxiety is a word. But you are the silence between the words. You are the white space on the page. You are the emptiness that holds the stars. The storm is not outside of you. It is the friction of your own mind. It is the sound of the ego trying to survive. It is the scream of the I as it realizes it is not permanent. Let it scream. Let it cry out. It is a natural process. Like the leaves falling from the trees in autumn. The tree does not cling to the leaves. It does not try to hold on to its summer identity. It knows that the leaves must fall so that it can rest. It knows that the cold of winter is necessary for the growth of spring. You are in your autumn. Your old identity is falling away. The labels, the roles, the certainties are all drifting to the ground. It feels like a death. It feels like a loss. And so you feel anxious. You feel the cold wind on your bare branches. But this nakedness is your strength. This vulnerability is your freedom. When you have nothing to lose, you are invincible. When you have no identity to defend, you are at peace. The anxiety is the last stand of the ego. It is the final attempt to convince you that you are a separate, fragile thing. It is trying to pull you back into the small room, back into the heavy cloak, back into the mirror. But you have already seen the stars. You have already felt the wind. You cannot go back. You can only go through. So let us stay here in the heart of the storm. Let the tension be your teacher. Let the anxiety be your guide. It is pointing the way home. It is showing you where you are still clinging. It is showing you where you are still afraid. Every knot in your muscles is a story you are still telling yourself. Every shallow breath is a fear you are still holding on to. Listen to them. Honor them. They have been your companions for a long time. They have tried to protect you in the only way they knew how. But their time is over. The dawn is still far away, and the night is deep. The storm is still raging, and the wind is loud. But you are here. You are the silence that hears the wind. You are the stillness that feels the storm. You are the light that sees the dark. As you sit here, let the boundaries of your body soften. Imagine that you are not a solid object, but a cloud of atoms, a field of energy. The air in the room is not separate from you. It flows in and out. The sounds of the night are not outside of you. They arise within your awareness. The darkness is not around you. It is part of the tapestry of your being. In this state, where does the identity live? Where is the I that is anxious? When you look for it, you cannot find it. You find only sensations. You find only thoughts. You find only the flow of life. The I is a ghost. It is a phantom created by the mind's habit of naming and grasping. The anxiety is the ghost's shadow. It has no power over you unless you believe in the ghost. If you stop believing in the ghost, the shadow vanishes. But the habit is strong. The mind will try to recreate the ghost 1,000 times. It will say, "But what about my responsibilities? What about my mistakes? What about my future?" These are just more names. These are just more stones in the bag. Put the bag down, just for this moment. You don't have to put it down forever, just for now. See what it feels like to be without the weight. See what it feels like to be a nameless presence in the dark. The tension in your spirit is beginning to change. It is no longer a sharp pain. It is becoming a vibration. It is becoming a hum. It is the sound of the universe singing through you. The storm is not a threat. It is a cleansing. It is washing away the dust of a lifetime. It is clearing the path for the next phase of the journey. You are not the one who is suffering. You are the one who is witnessing the suffering. And the witness is always at peace. The witness is always still. The witness is the Lotus whisper. Stay in this space. Stay with the restlessness. Let it be your prayer. Let it be your meditation. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to do. There is only this breath, this tension, this release, this moment. You are the silence after the storm, even while the storm is still blowing. You are the light after the dark, even while the night is still deep. You are here. You are here. You are here. And that is enough. The morning will come in its own time. The clouds will part when they are ready. For now, just be the sky. Just be the space. Just be the peace that surpasses all understanding. The peace that lives in the heart of the storm. The peace that comes when you finally let go of the need to be someone. The peace of being no one. The peace of being everything. As the night deepens, let the weight of your identity dissolve into the shadows. You are not your name. You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are the vast, silent awareness that holds it all. Feel the tension in your jaw soften just a fraction. Feel your shoulders drop just a millimeter. This is the beginning of the great letting go. This is the path to tranquility. The storm is still there, but you are no longer fighting it. You are the wind, you are the rain, you are the dark, you are free, you are home. You are the lotus whisper in the heart of the night. The echoes of the night still linger in the corners of your mind, but the darkness is no longer a weight. It has become a soft, velvet curtain, waiting to be drawn back by the steady hand of your own presence. You are standing now at the threshold of a great wooden gate, the entrance to a sanctuary that has existed within you since before you had a name. This is the gate of the silent mind. The wood is ancient, weathered by the seasons of 1,000 years, its surface etched with the fine lines of time, much like the palms of an old man who has seen everything and judged nothing. As you reach out to touch the heavy timber, you feel the coolness of the morning dew clinging to the grain. It is a damp, grounding sensation that anchors you to this very moment. There is no past here. There is no future. There is only the press of your palm against the wood and the slow, rhythmic creak of the gate as it swings open to welcome you. Step inside. The air here is different. It is thin and sharp, carrying the faint, sweet ghost of sandalwood and the earthy musk of damp stone. This is the courtyard of tranquility. Beneath your feet, the gravel is raked into perfect concentric circles, mimicking the ripples on a pond that has just been kissed by a single falling leaf. Each step you take creates a soft, crunching sound, a reminder that you are moving through a world of form, yet you are not bound by it. You walk slowly, with a deliberate grace, observing the way the grey light of the pre-dawn sky catches the edges of the stone lanterns. They stand like silent sentinels, holding the stillness of the earth within their hollow bellies. In this space, the identity you have carried all your life begins to feel like a heavy winter coat in the heat of the sun. You have been told you are a collection of stories, a series of successes and failures, a name written on a piece of paper, a face reflected in a glass. But here, in the sanctuary of Zen, those stories have no voice. The gravel does not care about your name. The stone lanterns do not ask for your history. The air does not require you to be anyone at all. You are simply a witness to the unfolding of the light. Find a place to sit. There is a long, low veranda made of polished cedar that overlooks a garden of moss and shadow. As you lower yourself onto the smooth wood, feel the strength of the earth rising up to meet you. The cedar is cool against your skin, a solid foundation that asks nothing of you. Rest your hands in your lap, one cradled within the other, the tips of your thumbs just barely touching to form a perfect oval. This is the cosmic mudra, a circle of energy that represents the wholeness of the universe. In this posture, you are a mountain. Your base is wide and unmoving, rooted deep into the dark, rich soil of the world. Your spine is a column of light reaching toward the infinite sky. Close your eyes for a moment and listen. The silence is not an absence of sound, but a presence of its own. It is a living, breathing thing. You can hear the distant drip of water from a bamboo pipe into a stone basin. Drip. Pause. Drip. The sound marks the passage of time without clinging to it. It is a reminder that life flows and that suffering only arises when we try to dam the river. We try to catch the water in our hands and call it ours. We try to freeze the moment and say, "This is who I am." But the water always escapes. The moment always fades. And when we reach for what is gone, our hearts grow weary. Consider the nature of the mask you wear. All your life, you have been building a house called the self. You have painted the walls with your achievements. You have filled the rooms with your memories. You have locked the doors with your fears. You stand at the window and look out saying, "This is me and that is the world." But what happens when the house is gone? What happens when the walls crumble and the roof is taken by the wind? You are still there. You are the space that the house occupied. You are the sky that was always there, hidden by the ceiling. Clinging to identity is like trying to hold on to a cloud. You see its shape, you see its color, and you say, "That is my cloud." But the wind blows and the cloud shifts. It becomes a dragon, then a flower, then a wisp of nothingness. If you define yourself by the cloud, you will suffer when it vanishes. But if you realize you are the sky, you can watch the clouds come and go with a peaceful heart. They do not stain the blue. They do not change the vastness. They are simply ornaments of the moment. As you sit on this cedar veranda, let the first light of awareness begin to dawn. It is not a blinding flash, but a soft, golden glow that starts at the horizon of your consciousness. It touches the edges of your thoughts, turning the sharp thorns of anxiety into soft threads of light. You observe a thought rising. Perhaps it is a thought of work or a memory of a conversation. Look at it. Do not push it away, for pushing is a form of clinging. Do not follow it, for following is a form of lostness. Simply see it. Say to yourself, "There is a thought. It is not me. It is a ripple on the pond. It is a bird flying across the sky of my mind." The more you watch, the more you realize that the one who is watching is not the one who is thinking. There is a silent observer behind the noise. This observer has no name. It has no age. It has no gender. It has no grievances. It is the pure, untainted light of awareness. This is the sanctuary. This is the quiet center of the storm. When you rest in this awareness, the heavy burden of being someone begins to dissolve. You are no longer a person trying to find peace. You are peace itself, temporarily wearing the form of a person. Feel the breath moving in your body. It is a wave that comes from the vast ocean of the atmosphere, washes over the shores of your lungs and returns to the source. You do not own this breath. You cannot keep it. If you try to hold it, you will suffocate. Life is only possible because you let the breath go. Identity is the same. We try to hold on to the idea of who we are, thinking it gives us life. but it is the letting go that allows us to truly live. Every exhale is a small death of the old self. Every inhale is a birth of the new. In the garden before you, the moss is a deep, vibrant green, drinking in the morning mist. It does not strive to be moss. It does not compare itself to the towering pine trees or the delicate ferns. It simply is. It grows in the shade, in the damp, in the quiet places where no one looks. There is a profound dignity in the moss. It is perfectly itself because it has no desire to be anything else. We, however, spend our lives trying to be something other than what we are. We want to be taller, smarter, more successful, more loved. We create an image of a perfect self, and then we suffer because the reality never matches the image. We are like a rose that is miserable because it is not a cedar tree. But in this sanctuary, the rose and the cedar are one. The moss and the stone are one. You and the silence are one. The boundaries of your skin, which you once thought were the limits of your being, begin to feel porous. You can feel the coolness of the air not just on your face, but as a part of your very essence. The sound of the water basin is not happening over there, but within the vast chamber of your hearing. The light that is now beginning to illuminate the garden is the same light that is waking up inside your heart. Think of a river. A river is never the same from one moment to the next. The water that flowed past a stone a second ago is gone, replaced by new water. Yet we call it the same river. We give it a name. We map its course. Our identity is that name. We think we are a solid, unchanging thing, but we are a flow. We are a process. We are a collection of causes and conditions that are constantly shifting. When you cling to the river, you get swept away by the current. When you realize you are the flow itself, you are at rest even in the midst of movement. The suffering of identity is the suffering of the ghost. We are haunted by the ghosts of who we used to be and the ghosts of who we think we should become. We carry the weight of our past mistakes like a bag of heavy stones, and we carry the weight of our future expectations like a map of a land that does not exist. Drop the bag. Burn the map. There is only this porch, this garden, this breath. As the light grows stronger, notice the colors of the world returning. The gray of the gravel turns to a soft silver. The dark shadows of the trees become a deep, rich emerald. The sky shifts from the color of a bruised plum to a delicate, translucent blue. This is the first light of awareness. It reveals things as they are, not as we wish them to be. It reveals that the self we have been trying to protect is an illusion, a flicker of light on the wall of a cave. There is a story of a monk who spent years trying to find his true self. He climbed mountains, he sat in freezing caves, he fasted until his bones showed through his skin. One day, while he was walking through a marketplace, he heard a butcher say to a customer, "I only sell the best meat. I do not have a single piece that is not the best." In that moment, the monk realized that everything is the best. Everything is exactly what it is. There is no better self to find. There is no hidden identity to uncover. The seeker is the sought. The eye cannot see itself. The fire cannot burn itself. You cannot find yourself because you have never been lost. You have only been distracted by the noise of your own name. Let that realization settle into your bones. Feel it in the marrow. Feel it in the way your heart beats without you having to tell it to. You are being lived by the universe. You are a function of the whole. Just as a wave is a function of the ocean, you are a movement of the infinite. A wave might think it is separate from the water. It might fear the shore. It might try to be higher or stronger than the other waves. But when it crashes and dissolves, it realizes it was always the ocean. It never lost anything. It only lost its limitation. You are losing your limitations now. The tension in your neck is a limitation. The tightness in your chest is a limitation. The labels you use to describe your life are limitations. Let them dissolve. Let them wash away in the golden light of this morning. You are the silence between the words. You are the space between the thoughts. You are the stillness at the center of the turning wheel. The garden is fully visible now. A small bird, a sparrow, lands on the edge of the water basin. It tilts its head, drinks, and flies away. It did not ask for permission. It did not worry about its reputation. It did not wonder if it was performing the act of drinking correctly. It was simply the act of drinking, the bird, the water, and the morning, all happening as one event. This is the secret of Zen. There is no actor, only the action. There is no thinker, only the thought. There is no sufferer, only the suffering. And when there is no sufferer, the suffering has nowhere to land. It passes through you like smoke through a screen door. Stay in this state of tranquility for as long as you can. Do not try to hold on to it, for that is just another form of identity trying to claim a prize. Simply be the state. Be the morning. Be the light. Be the moss. If a thought comes that says, "I am finally achieving peace," smile at it. That is just the ego trying to take credit for the silence. Let the thought pass. Return to the breath. Return to the cool air. Return to the sensation of being no one, nowhere, at no time. This is the sanctuary. It is not a place you go to, but a place you come from. It is the ground of your being. As you prepare to move from this veranda, do not take your identity back with you. Leave the coat on the floor. Leave the mask on the stone. Walk out into the world as a ghost of light. Walk as if your feet are kissing the earth. Walk with the knowledge that you are the sky, and everything else is just weather. The first light of awareness is now a full, warm sun. It bathes the sanctuary in a glow that dissolves the last remnants of the night. The shadows are short now, and the world is clear. You can see the individual needles on the pine trees. You can see the microscopic veins in the leaves of the maple. You can see the truth of your own existence. You are not a separate fragment of the universe. You are the universe, looking at itself. You are the light, experiencing the light. In this tranquility, there is a profound joy. It is not the loud, frantic joy of a celebration, but the quiet, humming joy of a well-tuned instrument. It is the joy of being in harmony with the way things are. It is the joy of no longer having to defend a self that doesn't exist. It is the joy of being empty, and therefore being full of everything. As you breathe in, feel the fullness. As you breathe out, feel the emptiness. Fullness and emptiness are two sides of the same coin. The bowl is useful because of its emptiness. The room is useful because of its space. You are useful to the universe because you are a vessel for awareness. Do not clutter the vessel with the junk of identity. Keep it clean. Keep it open. Keep it ready for the next moment and the next and the next. The gate of the sanctuary is still open. You can leave now, but you will find that the sanctuary goes with you. The silence is inside you. The garden is inside you. The light is inside you. You are the path, the traveler, and the destination. You are the lotus whisper and the ear that hears it. You are the peace that surpasses all understanding because you have finally let go of the need to understand. You have simply chosen to be. The morning air is warming now. The dew is evaporating, rising back into the sky to become clouds once again. Everything is in transition. Everything is in motion. And you, the silent observer, are the stillness at the heart of it all. You are the tranquility that remains when the identity is gone. You are the first light, the last light, and the eternal light. You are home. You are free. You are the quiet sanctuary of the self that is no self. Stay here. Rest here. Be here. In the heart of the light, in the heart of the silence, in the heart of the truth. There is nothing more to do. There is nowhere else to go. You have arrived at the beginning of the great peace. The journey of the 1,000 miles has ended in the single step of letting go. Now, the real life begins. The life of the unburdened heart. The life of the open mind. The life of the light. The rain began as a whisper against the paper screens of the meditation hall. It was a soft, rhythmic sound, a gentle tapping that seemed to measure the very heartbeat of the mountain. Inside the hall, the air was cool and smelled of aged cedar and the faint, lingering scent of sandalwood incense that had burned down to a fine grey ash. The light was dim, filtered through the grey clouds outside, casting long, soft shadows across the polished wooden floor. You are sitting there, your back straight, your hands resting lightly in your lap, feeling the cool air move against your skin. The transitions of the world continue outside, but here, in this moment, there is a deepening sense of stillness. You remember the light you just left, the feeling of being everything and nothing at once. And now that feeling begins to take a specific shape. It is the shape of a question that does not require an answer from the tongue, but an answer from the very core of your being. Across from you sits the old master. He is as still as a stone carving, his eyes half closed, his breath so shallow and slow that it seems he has become part of the room itself. He holds a bowl of tea between his palms. The steam rises in a thin, elegant ribbon, twisting and turning in the stagnant air before vanishing into the rafters. He does not speak for a long time. The only sound is the rain, which has grown slightly louder now, a steady drumming on the roof that creates a cocoon of sound around the two of you. This is the space of tranquility. It is not a flat, empty peace, but a vibrant, living stillness that is pregnant with understanding. The master moves his hand, a slow and deliberate motion that seems to take an eternity. He sets the bowl down on the low table between you. The sound of the ceramic touching the wood is sharp and clear, like a bell ringing in the silence of a canyon. It echoes in your mind, clearing away the clutter of stray thoughts. He looks at you then. His eyes are clear, like mountain pools that have been untroubled by the wind. He asks the question that has echoed through the centuries, the core koan that strips away the layers of the false self. "Who are you?" he whispers. His voice is soft, yet it carries the weight of the entire mountain. Who are you when you do not say your name? You feel the urge to speak, to offer the label that has been attached to you since birth. You want to say the name your parents gave you, the name that appears on your documents, the name that friends call out in the street. But you hold back. You realize that a name is just a vibration of air, a label stuck onto a changing process. If you changed your name tomorrow, would you be a different person? No. The name is not you. It is just a coat you wear. The master watches you, his gaze patient and unblinking. He waits for you to go deeper. You think of your roles. You think of yourself as a child, a parent, a worker, a friend. You think of your skills and your failures. You think of the things you own and the things you desire. But as you look at each of these things, you see they are like the clouds passing outside the window. They are formations of weather, shifting with the wind of circumstance. A worker is only a worker while the work is being done. A parent is a role in a relationship, but it is not the essence of the breath that moves in your lungs. If all these roles were stripped away, what would remain? You feel a slight flicker of anxiety, a small flame of fear that arises when the ground of your identity begins to crumble. This is the suffering of clinging. We hold on to these roles as if they were life rafts in a vast ocean, fearing that if we let go, we will drown in the nameless depths. But the master is not asking you to drown. He is asking you to realize that you are the ocean itself. He picks up the tea bowl again and holds it out toward you. "Look at this bowl," he says. "If I break it, where does the bowl go? If I grind it into dust, is it still a bowl? If I mix the dust with water and clay and fire it again into a plate, was the bowl ever real?" The bowl is a temporary arrangement of earth. It is a name we give to a shape. We do the same with ourselves. We take a collection of memories, a handful of habits, a bundle of physical sensations, and we wrap a ribbon around them and call it me. We spend our whole lives protecting this package, defending it from criticism, decorating it with praise, and mourning when it inevitably begins to fray at the edges. We suffer because we are trying to make a permanent monument out of shifting sand. The rain continues to fall, a relentless and beautiful descent of water. You watch a single drop slide down the outside of the paper screen. It moves with a jagged, unpredictable path, joining with other drops, growing larger, until it becomes too heavy and falls to the earth. Where is that drop now? It has joined the soil. It will be pulled up by the roots of the pine tree. It will become the sap in the branch. It will be exhaled by the needles and become the mist on the morning mountain. The drop does not cling to being a drop. It does not cry out that it is losing its identity when it hits the ground. It simply transitions. It flows. It is the clinging to the state of being a drop that would cause the drop to suffer. If the drop could think, it would spend its whole fall in terror of the impact. But the drop is wise. It simply is the fall. It simply is the change. The master leans forward, his face illuminated by the soft grey light. He asks you again, but this time his voice is even quieter, almost a part of the wind. "Show me your original face," he says. "Show me the face you had before your parents were born." This is the koan that stops the mind. The intellect tries to grasp it. It looks for a literal meaning. It looks for a memory of a past life or a biological explanation. But the intellect is like a hand trying to grab the wind. The more it reaches, the more the wind slips through its fingers. The original face is not a physical face. It is the state of being before the labels were applied. It is the pure, unconditioned awareness that exists before the first thought of "I am" arises. It is the silence that exists before the first note of music is played. It is the vast, empty sky that allows the clouds to exist, but is never changed by them. You close your eyes and try to find this place. You look inward, past the thoughts that are scurrying like mice in the attic of your mind. You look past the sensations of your body, the slight ache in your knees, the feeling of your clothes against your skin. You go deeper, past the emotions that rise and fall like the tide. You are looking for the observer. You are looking for the one who is aware of the rain. You are looking for the one who is aware of the master. And as you look, you realize something profound. The one who is looking cannot be seen. The eye cannot see itself. The knife cannot cut itself. The fire cannot burn itself. You are not the object of your awareness. You are the awareness itself. You are the space in which everything happens. This realization brings a sudden, sharp sense of tranquility. It is the peace of a prisoner who has finally realized that the cell door was never locked. All the suffering you have carried, the weight of needing to be someone, the need to be successful, the need to be liked, the need to be right, starts to dissolve. These are all just stories told to a ghost. If there is no fixed, permanent I that needs to be defended, then where can the arrows of the world land? They pass through you like light passing through a window. You are no longer a target. You are the light. You are the window. You are the air on both sides of the glass. The master smiles, a tiny movement of the corners of his mouth, as if he can see the burden lifting from your shoulders. The tea in the bowl is cold now, but it does not matter. The master pours the cold tea out onto the floor. The liquid spreads across the wood, dark and shimmering. He does not apologize for the mess. He does not try to clean it up. He simply watches it. The tea is no longer in the bowl, it is on the floor. It has changed its shape, but its essence is the same. It is still water and leaves. It is still part of the flow. We are like that tea, he says. We spend our lives trying to stay inside the bowl. We think the bowl is our home. We think the bowl is our identity. But the bowl is just a temporary container. One day, the bowl will break. One day, the tea will be poured out. If you are the tea, you are free. If you think you are the bowl, you will live in constant fear of the crack. You take a deep breath, and for the first time in a long time, the breath does not feel like it belongs to you. It feels like the mountain is breathing through you. The air enters, cool and moist, and it leaves, warm and soft. There is no "I am breathing." There is only breathing. There is no "I am hearing the rain." There is only the rain. The barrier between the inside and the outside begins to thin. It becomes transparent. You are the sound of the rain. You are the smell of the cedar. You are the grey light of the afternoon. This is the core of tranquility. It is the loss of the self in the suchness of the moment. It is the realization that you are not a separate fragment of the universe trying to survive against the whole. You are the whole, expressing itself as a fragment for a brief, beautiful moment. The master stands up. He moves with the grace of a willow branch in the wind. He does not say goodbye. He does not offer a concluding lesson. He simply walks toward the door and opens it. The sound of the rain rushes in, louder now, filling the room with a cool spray of mist. He steps out into the rain and disappears into the grey veil of the mountain. You are left alone in the hall. But you are not lonely. Loneliness requires a self that is separate from others. When the self is gone, there is only connection. There is only the presence of the world, intimate and immediate. You sit in the silence, watching the tea dry on the floor, watching the light fade as evening begins to settle over the peaks. The suffering of identity is the suffering of a knot. We take the flowing threads of life and we tie them into a tight, hard ball. We call this ball me. We pull the threads tighter and tighter, hoping to make the ball more solid, more permanent. But the tighter we pull, the more we hurt. The practice of Zen is the practice of untying the knot. It is the gentle loosening of the threads until they are once again long and straight and free to move. It is not about destroying the self. You cannot destroy something that was never there in the way you thought it was. It is about seeing through the illusion of the knot. It is about realizing that the threads were always free, even when they were tangled. You feel a profound sense of relaxation spreading through your body. It starts at the crown of your head and flows down like warm oil, smoothing out the tension in your forehead, loosening the muscles around your eyes. Your jaw drops slightly, the tongue resting easily against the roof of your mouth. The tension in your neck and shoulders, the weight you have carried for years, simply evaporates. It is as if you have been carrying a heavy stone in your pocket, and you have finally realized that you can just put it down. You don't need the stone. You never did. You were only carrying it because you thought it was part of your weight. But you are lighter without it. You are more yourself without the things you thought made you, you. The darkness is deepening now. The shadows in the corners of the hall have grown long and soft, merging into a single, velvety blackness. You can no longer see the edges of the room. You can no longer see the tea on the floor. You are sitting in a void that is not empty, but full of potential. This is the womb of the night. This is the place where all things return to rest before they are born again in the morning. Your identity has become like a garment left at the door. You don't need it here. In the dark, there are no faces. In the dark, there are no names. There is only the steady, rhythmic sound of the rain and the slow, deep pulse of your own existence. Think of a river. The river has a name. We call it the Ganges, or the Amazon, or the Mississippi. We map its course, we measure its depth, we talk about it as if it is a single, unchanging thing. But the river is never the same from one second to the next. The water that was here a moment ago is now miles downstream. The banks are constantly eroding and shifting. The fish that swim in it are born and die. The river is a process, not a thing. If the river tried to hold on to its water, it would become a stagnant pond. It would lose its life. It is only by letting go of every drop that the river can continue to be a river. You are that river. Your thoughts, your cells, your memories are the water. Let them flow. Do not try to dam the river. Do not try to hold on to the water that has already passed. The tranquility you feel now is the tranquility of the flow. It is the peace of knowing that you don't have to hold on. You don't have to steer. The current of life knows where it is going. It has been flowing since the beginning of time, and it will continue to flow long after your name has been forgotten. You are a part of that current. You are the water, and you are the motion, and you are the destination. There is no need for effort. There is no need for struggle. You can simply float. You can let the water carry you through the dark, through the rain, toward the vast, silent sea of sleep. As you sit in the deepening twilight, you realize that the koan has done its work. The question of who you are has not been answered with words, but with a state of being. You are the silence that remains when the question stops. You are the stillness that exists beneath the motion. You are the peace that passes all understanding. The clinging has ceased, and with it, the suffering has vanished. What remains is a quiet, luminous joy. It is the joy of being nothing in particular, and therefore being everything at once. It is the freedom of the unburdened heart. The rain is slowing down now. The heavy drumming has become a light pitter-patter, a delicate sound that is almost like a lullaby. The air is even cooler, bringing with it the scent of wet earth and sleeping flowers. You feel a sense of profound readiness. You have traveled through the forest of anxiety. You have crossed the plains of transition. You have climbed the mountain of inquiry and found the core of tranquility. Now, the path leads downward, into the soft, inviting valley of deep sleep. The light is gone, and the world is wrapped in a blanket of shadow. You are no longer the person who entered this hall. That person stayed behind in the light. That person was a collection of stories and fears. You are what is left. You are the quiet observer. You are the breath. You are the rain. You are the night. There is no longer any boundary between you and the world. You are the world, dreaming of itself. You are the universe, taking a moment to rest. The master's bowl, the master's voice, the master's question, they were all just fingers pointing at the moon. Now, you don't need the finger. You are the moon. You are the cool silver light that shines in the darkness, untroubled and eternal. Let the weight of your body sink into the floor. Let the floor be the earth. Let the earth be the foundation of everything. You are safe. You are held. You are home. The identity you clung to was just a dream you were having. Now you are waking up from the dream, only to find that the reality is much more beautiful and much more peaceful than the dream could ever be. There is nothing to defend. There is nothing to achieve. There is only this breath, this moment, this silence. As the last echoes of the rain fade away, the silence becomes absolute. It is a thick, rich silence that fills your ears and your heart. It is the silence of the void, the silence of the beginning and the end. In this silence, you find the final piece of the puzzle. You are not the one who is silent. You are the silence itself. You are the peace that has no name. You are the tranquility that can never be broken. Rest here. Dwell here. Be here. The journey is not over, but the traveler has vanished. And in that vanishing, everything is found. The core of the koan is not a secret to be solved, but a life to be lived. A life without a name. a life without a burden, a life that is as free as the wind and as deep as the night. Close your eyes now, truly close them, and let the darkness take you. There is no one here to be afraid. There is no one here to be awake. There is only the soft, steady rhythm of the universe, breathing you in and breathing you out. You are the light that has returned to the source. You are the drop that has returned to the ocean. You are the tea that has been poured out. You are free. You are at peace. You are home. In the heart of the silence, in the heart of the truth, there is only the great, eternal rest. The world will be there in the morning, but for now, there is only the infinite, beautiful dark. Sleep now. Sleep in the heart of the no-self. Sleep in the heart of the light. Sleep. The morning mist clings to the ancient cedar trees like a soft white shroud, blurring the edges of the world until there is no mountain, no sky, and no path. In this quiet greyness, you find yourself standing before the entrance of a small, forgotten temple. The stones under your feet are worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, yet they feel cool and welcoming. There is no sound here, except for the distant, rhythmic drip of water falling from a moss-covered leaf into a stone basin. Each drop is a heartbeat of the earth, steady and patient. You breathe in the scent of damp earth and old incense, a fragrance that speaks of time standing still. As you step across the threshold into the dim interior of the hall, the air shifts. It is heavier here, filled with the stillness of 1,000 years of meditation. In the center of the room, bathed in a single shaft of pale light that has pierced through the mist, stands a large, circular mirror, mounted on a frame of dark, polished wood. This mirror is not like the ones you have known. It does not immediately show you your face. Instead, it is covered in a thick, velvety layer of silver dust. This is the mirror of the soul, the quiet witness that has sat in the corner of your consciousness since the moment you were born. For a long time, you have forgotten it was even there. You have been so busy looking at the world, so busy being someone, that you stopped looking at the thing that reflects the world. Now, in the silence of this temple, you realize that the tranquility you seek is not something to be gained or built. It is something to be revealed. The mirror is already perfect. It is already whole. It is only the dust that hides its true nature. You reach out a hand, your fingers hovering just inches from the surface. You can feel the coolness radiating from the glass. This is the beginning of the great cleaning. This is the moment where you stop adding to yourself and start the holy work of subtraction. Consider the dust that has settled upon your spirit. It is not made of dirt or ash, but of words, labels, and stories. Each speck of dust is a name you have been called, or a name you have called yourself. Think of the label of your profession, the weight of being a provider, a worker, a success, or a failure. These names have settled on the mirror like fine silt at the bottom of a river. They feel heavy because you have mistaken them for the mirror itself. You think you are the dust. You think you are the reflection. But you are the capacity to reflect. As you take a soft, silken cloth in your hand, you prepare to wipe away the first layer. This is the layer of your social identity, the person the world sees, the person who must be polite, who must be strong, who must be right. With a slow, deliberate motion, you move the cloth across the top edge of the mirror. As the dust is disturbed, it dances in the shaft of light, swirling like miniature galaxies. You watch them float away, no longer attached to you. As you wipe, you feel a slight loosening in your chest. The tension in your shoulders, which you have carried for years like an invisible yoke, begins to dissolve. You are not your job. You are not your bank account. You are not the opinions of your neighbors or the expectations of your family. These are just coats of paint on a house that is already beautiful without them. You breathe out, and the breath is long and steady. You realize that the more you clean, the more space you find within yourself. There is a profound beauty in this emptiness. It is not the emptiness of a desert, but the emptiness of a bowl, ready to be filled with the richness of the present moment. You move the cloth lower, circling the center of the glass. Here, the dust is thicker. It is the dust of your history, the memories of things that went wrong, the scars of old heartbreaks, the nagging whispers of what if and if only. Each memory is a grain of sand that has scratched the surface of your peace. You look at these memories not with judgment, but with the compassion of a monk watching a passing storm. You see the younger version of yourself, struggling, trying so hard to belong, trying so hard to be enough. You realize that the version of you that suffered is just another reflection in the glass. It is not who you are right now. Who you are right now is the one who is cleaning. Who you are right now is the silence that observes the memory. With a gentle sweep of your hand, you clear away the regrets. You clear away the shame of mistakes made in ignorance. The mirror begins to shine with a dull, silver luster. It is starting to remember its own light. You can see the faint outline of your own eyes now, looking back at you from the depths of the glass. But these are not the eyes of a person with a name. They are the eyes of awareness itself. The silence in the temple deepens. It is no longer just the absence of noise. It is a presence. It is a thick, golden silence that seems to hum in your ears. Between each stroke of the cloth, there is a pause. In that pause, there is no thought. There is only the sensation of the cool air on your skin and the rhythm of your own heart. You begin to notice the beauty in these gaps. Usually we run from the silence between our thoughts. We fill it with music, with scrolling, with talking, with planning. We are afraid of what we might find in the stillness. But here, in this sacred hall, you realize that the silence is where the truth lives. The silence is the canvas upon which the movie of your life is projected. Without the silence, there could be no sound. Without the empty space, there could be no form. You lean into the silence, letting it wash over you like a cool mountain stream. You continue to clean, moving the cloth in slow, rhythmic circles. You are now addressing the dust of the future. This is the most stubborn layer. It is the dust of anxiety, the endless planning for a tomorrow that never arrives. It is the fear of aging, the fear of loss, the fear of the unknown. These thoughts are like a fog that clings to the mirror, making everything look distorted and grey. You realize that by clinging to an identity that must be protected in the future, you are creating your own suffering in the present. If you have no identity to protect, what is there to fear? If you are not a fixed thing, but a flowing process, then change is not a threat. Change is simply the dance of the universe. You wipe away the need for certainty. You wipe away the need to know what happens next. As the fog clears, the mirror becomes so bright it almost seems to glow from within. The mirror is now almost entirely clean. There is only one small spot left in the very center. This is the most subtle dust of all. It is the idea of the I itself. The feeling that there is a solid, permanent entity inside your head that is separate from the rest of the world. This is the root of all clinging. We build a wall around this I. We feed it, we defend it, and we suffer when it is threatened. But as you look closely into the polished surface, you see that the mirror does not have a self. It reflects the mountain, but it does not become the mountain. It reflects the flower, but it does not smell like the flower. It reflects the light, but it is not the light. It is a vast, open capacity that allows everything to be as it is, without holding on to any of it. You realize that your soul is exactly like this. You are the space in which thoughts arise, but you are not the thoughts. You are the space in which feelings bloom, but you are not the feelings. With one final, graceful movement, you wipe away the last speck of dust. The mirror is now a perfect, unblemished circle of light. And in that moment, something miraculous happens. Because the mirror is perfectly clean, it becomes invisible. You no longer see the glass. You only see what it reflects. You see the temple walls, the flickering candle, the drifting mist outside the door. And because you are the one looking, you realize that there is no separation between the observer and the observed. The peace you feel is not your peace. It is the peace of the room. It is the peace of the mountain. It is the peace of the universe itself. You have cleaned the mirror so thoroughly that the self has vanished, leaving only the world in its pure, radiant form. This is the beauty of the silence between thoughts. It is the discovery that when you stop being someone, you become everything. You stand there for a long time, not moving, not thinking, just being. The weight of your name has been lifted. The burden of your history has been laid down. You are as light as the mist that swirls around the temple pillars. You feel a sense of profound tranquility that is not dependent on things going your way. It is a tranquility that comes from knowing that you are the mirror, not the dust. Even if the world throws more dust tomorrow, you now know how to clean it. You know that the dust can never scratch the true nature of the glass. The glass is always there, always pure, always silent. You find yourself smiling, not because something good has happened, but because you have discovered the source of goodness within your own stillness. The silence between your thoughts begins to expand. It is no longer a gap between two things. It is the very foundation of your existence. You listen to the silence. It has a melody of its own, a song of deep belonging. In this state of tranquility, you see that all your suffering came from trying to polish the dust instead of cleaning the mirror. You tried to make your identity better, stronger, more successful, when all you needed to do was let it go. You see the irony of the human condition. We spend our lives building a beautiful cage of identity, and then we wonder why we feel trapped. But now, the door of the cage is wide open. You are free to fly into the vastness of the sky. You are free to be no one. And in being no one, you are finally home. The light in the temple begins to soften as the sun moves behind the mountain. The shadows grow long and graceful, stretching across the floor like dark fingers. You do not feel the need to leave. There is nowhere to go, because you are already where you need to be. Every breath you take feels like a gift. Every beat of your heart is a note in a symphony of gratitude. You realize that the beauty of the soul is found not in its decorations, but in its simplicity. A clean mirror, a quiet mind, a heart that does not cling. This is the essence of the Zen path. It is not a journey to a distant land, but a return to the place where you started, seeing it for the first time with eyes that are no longer clouded by the self. You sit down on the cool stone floor in front of the mirror. You close your eyes, but the mirror is still there in your mind. It is a sun within your chest, radiating a gentle, warm light that reaches into every corner of your being. You feel this light dissolving the last remnants of tension in your body. Your hands rest loosely in your lap. Your jaw relaxes. Your forehead becomes smooth and clear. You are a lake without a ripple. You are a sky without a cloud. The silence is now so profound that you can hear the whisper of the universe itself. It is a whisper that says, you are loved, you are safe, and you are part of an infinite, beautiful whole. There is nothing you need to do. There is nothing you need to achieve. You are enough, just as you are, in this moment of perfect tranquility. As you sit in the deepening twilight, you reflect on the nature of beauty. True beauty is not found in the things we possess or the roles we play. It is found in the clarity of our perception. When the mind is quiet, even the most ordinary things become extraordinary. The way the light hits a spiderweb, the sound of the wind in the pines, the simple sensation of being alive. These are the treasures of the soul. By cleaning the mirror, you have restored your ability to see the sacred in the mundane. You have found the beauty that exists in the spaces between things. You have found the peace that passes all understanding. The mist outside begins to thin, revealing a single star hanging in the darkening sky. It is a tiny point of light, millions of miles away, yet it feels as close as your own breath. You realize that the same light that shines in that star shines in you. There is no distance between the observer and the star. There is only the light. There is only the silence. There is only the great, eternal now. You let out a long, slow sigh, a sound of total surrender. You are no longer fighting the world. You are no longer trying to be the master of your fate. You are a leaf floating on the river of life, moving with the current, trusting the water to take you where you need to go. And the water is kind. The water is wise. The water knows the way to the sea. In this state of deep tranquility, the boundaries of your body seem to soften and fade. You are not contained within the skin. You are the air in the room. You are the scent of the incense. You are the sound of the distant bell that now begins to ring, signaling the end of the day. The sound of the bell is deep and resonant, vibrating in your very bones. It is a sound that calls you back to the earth, but you bring the silence of the temple with you. You know that even when you leave this hall, even when you return to the world of names and noise, the mirror will remain clean. You have learned the secret of the inner sanctuary. You have learned that tranquility is a choice we make in every moment by choosing to let go of the dust. You stand up slowly, your movements fluid and effortless. You look one last time at the mirror. It is dark now, reflecting only the faint glow of the dying candle. But you don't need to see your reflection to know who you are. You are the one who knows. You are the one who is awake. You are the silence that remains when the world goes to sleep. You walk toward the door, your footsteps silent on the ancient stones. As you step out into the cool night air, the world feels fresh and new. The trees are taller, the stars are brighter, and the silence is deeper than ever before. You carry this silence within you like a precious jewel. It is your anchor, your compass, and your home. The journey of the soul is not about finding something new, but about uncovering what has always been there. It is the process of peeling away the layers of identity until only the core remains. And that core is not a thing, but a quality of being. It is a quality of openness, of presence, and of peace. As you walk down the mountain path, the mist has cleared completely. The moon is full and bright, casting a silver light over the world. Everything is illuminated. Everything is clear. You realize that the mirror of your soul is now the size of the entire universe. It reflects everything, and it clings to nothing. You are free. You are at peace. You are the silence between the stars. The night is cold, but you do not feel the chill. You feel a warmth that comes from the center of your being, a fire that burns without fuel. This is the fire of awareness. It is the light that never goes out. You walk with a steady, rhythmic pace, your mind as clear as the mountain air. Every thought that arises is like a bird flying across the sky, leaving no trace. You watch the thoughts come, and you watch them go. You do not try to stop them, and you do not try to follow them. You are the sky, and the thoughts are just birds. The sky is never changed by the birds that fly through it. The sky is always vast, always blue, always silent. As you reach the bottom of the path, you look back up at the temple. It is just a small shadow against the mountain now, but you know it is always there. The mirror is always there. The silence is always there. Whenever the world becomes too loud, whenever the dust begins to settle again, you know how to return. You know how to take the cloth of mindfulness and wipe the glass clean. You have found the beauty in the silence between thoughts, and that beauty will never leave you. It is the truth of who you are. It is the peace that you have always been searching for. You continue on your way, a silent traveler in a world of sound. You are no longer a person trying to reach tranquility. You are tranquility itself, walking through the world. Every person you meet, every tree you pass, every stone under your feet is a reflection of the same light. You see yourself in everything, and you see everything in yourself. The separation is gone. The clinging has ended. There is only the flow. There is only the dance. There is only the beautiful, eternal silence of the soul. You are home. You are whole. You are at rest. In the heart of the mirror, in the heart of the light, there is only the great, beautiful truth of no self. Sleep now in that truth. Rest now in that light. The mirror is clean, and the world is at peace. The mirror has served its purpose, reflecting back to you the emptiness that is also fullness. Now, as the light softens into a warm, amber glow, you feel a different pull. It is the pull of the ground beneath you, the ancient and steady heartbeat of the earth. You are no longer standing in front of the mirror, you are lying down. Or perhaps you are simply becoming part of the horizontal world. The vertical effort of life, the constant striving to stand tall, to be someone, to hold your head high, is beginning to fade. There is a profound relief in the realization that you no longer need to hold yourself up. The earth is here to hold you. It has been waiting for this moment, just as a mother waits for her child to finally stop running and rest in her arms. Focus your attention on the soles of your feet. These are the parts of you that have touched the world most directly. They have known the heat of the summer pavement and the chill of the morning dew. They have carried the weight of your entire identity, the weight of your worries and the weight of your dreams. Now, feel the skin of your feet becoming porous. Imagine the boundaries of your skin beginning to thin and dissolve. As you breathe out, feel the tension in your toes simply leak out into the soil below. It is as if you are lying on a bed of soft, dark loam, rich with the scent of fallen leaves and ancient minerals. Your feet are no longer yours. They are becoming the earth. The calcium in your bones is the same calcium found in the white cliffs and the deep shells of the sea. The iron in your blood is the same iron that rests in the red clay of the hills. You are returning your elements to their source. The calves and the thighs, which have been so strong, so tense with the need to move forward, are now turning into heavy stones. Not stones that are cold, but stones that have been warmed by the sun all day long. They are sinking. Every time you exhale, you sink a little deeper. You can feel the moisture of the earth rising to meet you. It is a cool, healing moisture. There is no longer a line where your body ends and the ground begins. You are like a mountain that is slowly settling back into the crust of the world. Think of the millions of years it took for the earth to form. Think of the patience of the soil. It does not ask you who you are. It does not care about your name, your history, or your mistakes. It only knows that you are made of the same substance as itself. In this union, the suffering of being an individual, the suffering of being a separate entity, begins to wash away. Now let the relaxation rise like a slow tide into your hips and your lower back. This is the seat of your center, the place where you have stored so much of the tension of your daily life. We hold our identities in our hips, moving through the world with a certain gait, a certain posture that says, "This is me." But now, that posture is irrelevant. The muscles of the lower back, which have worked so hard to keep your spine aligned, are finally letting go. They are spreading out, widening, becoming like the roots of a great banyan tree. These roots reach down into the dark, nourishing silence of the deep earth. They find the underground streams. They find the cool, dark places where life begins. You are being nourished by the very thing you thought you were separate from. The ego tells you that you are a lonely island, but the body knows the truth. The body knows it is part of the continent. The body knows it is the world itself. Your breath is the wind. It is not your breath. It is the atmosphere moving through a temporary vessel. As your chest rises and falls, imagine it is the gentle swell of the ocean. Each inhalation brings in the life of the forest, the oxygen of the trees, the memory of the stars. Each exhalation releases the carbon, the old stories, the tired definitions of who you think you are. Your heart, that tireless drum, is beating in rhythm with the pulse of the planet. It does not need to beat for you alone. It beats for the grass, for the clouds, for the distant mountains. The organs within you, the complex and beautiful machinery of life, are also relaxing. They are softening. They are no longer working to maintain a person. They are simply functioning as part of the great ecology of existence. There is no effort here. There is no struggle. There is only the natural flow of energy returning to the stillness. Your arms lie still at your sides, or perhaps they are resting on your belly. They feel heavy, like branches that have finished their season of bearing fruit. The fingers, which have grasped so many things, which have tried to hold on to people, onto objects, onto ideas, are now open and soft. They are like the petals of a lotus flower that has finished its bloom and is now gently dropping back into the water. You cannot hold on to anything anymore, and in this inability to hold on, you find the greatest freedom you have ever known. When you stop grasping, you realize that you already have everything. You are everything. The skin of your hands is melting into the air, and the air is melting into your hands. The boundaries are illusions. The identity of the doer, the one who acts and achieves, is dissolving into the peace of the one who simply is. Feel the tension leave your neck and your throat. This is where we hold the words we did not say and the words we used to define ourselves to others. Let the throat become wide and clear, like a flute through which the silence of the universe can blow. Your jaw relaxes, the teeth parting slightly. The tongue rests softly. The muscles around your eyes, which have spent years looking for danger, looking for beauty, looking for meaning, are now completely at rest. The eyes are looking inward now, or perhaps they are not looking at all. They are just being. Your forehead is smooth, like the surface of a still lake at midnight. Even your brain, the center of your thoughts, the place where the ego creates its elaborate dramas, is cooling down. The thoughts are like distant birds flying across a vast sky. They do not leave a trail. They do not change the sky. They are just passing through. The mind is becoming as vast as the space between the stars. You are now a landscape. You are the valley, the river, and the stone. There is no longer a person named you experiencing this. There is only the experience itself. The suffering of identity comes from the friction between the self and the world. But when there is no self to rub against the world, there is no friction. There is only the smooth, eternal glide of existence. You are the earth, and the earth is you. You are the silence, and the silence is you. You are the peace, and the peace is you. Every cell of your body has forgotten its name. Every atom has remembered its home. You are sinking deeper now, through the layers of the soil, through the ancient fossils, through the bedrock of the world. You are going back to the beginning, to the state of pure potential before the first word was ever spoken. You are the uncarved block. You are the empty vessel. You are the great, beautiful nothingness that contains everything. Think of a leaf falling from a tree in autumn. The leaf does not struggle. It does not try to stay attached to the branch when its time has come. It trusts the wind. It trusts the gravity. It knows that its journey to the ground is not an end, but a transformation. It will become the soil that feeds the tree next spring. You are that leaf. You are that tree. You are the wind that carries the leaf. You are the ground that receives it. The identity of the leaf was just a summer dream. The reality is the forest. The reality is the cycle. As you dissolve, you are not losing yourself. You are finding the truth of what you have always been. You are the universe experiencing itself through a temporary form. Now, that form is being returned to the warehouse of the cosmos, to be used again in a million different ways. Perhaps you will be a blade of grass. Perhaps you will be a drop of rain. Perhaps you will be the light in a child's eye. There is no limit to what you are when you are no longer just one thing. Imagine the space inside your body. We often think of ourselves as solid, but we are mostly space. The atoms that make up your heart, lungs, your bones, are separated by vast distances on a microscopic scale. You are more like a nebula than a stone. Feel that internal space expanding. The space inside you is the same as the space outside you. There is no wall. There is no barrier. The ego is the only thing that tries to build a wall, but the ego is just a thought, and a thought has no power over the vastness of space. Let the space within your chest grow until it encompasses the room. Let it grow until it encompasses the house, the city, the continent. You are the space in which the world happens. You are the silence in which the sound arises. You are the stillness in which the movement occurs. In this state, there is no pain, for there is no one to feel pain. There is no fear, for there is no one to lose anything. There is only the infinite, radiant presence of being. As you sink deeper into the earth, you begin to feel the stories of the world. You feel the ancient rains that fell millions of years ago, preserved in the deep stones. You feel the warmth of the molten core far below, a reminder of the fire that gives life to the planet. You are part of this fire. You are part of this water. You are part of this air. The identity you carried, the name you were given, the roles you played, they were all just costumes in a play. Now the play is over, the theater is quiet, and you are taking off the costume. You are not the character, you are the actor, and the actor is the essence of the universe itself. There is such a deep relaxation in letting go of the need to be someone. It is the heaviest burden we ever carry, the burden of being a self. When you lay it down, you finally understand what it means to be free. Consider the mountain. The mountain does not try to be a mountain. It does not worry about its height or its shape. It does not compare itself to the clouds or the valleys. It simply exists. It allows the snow to fall on its peaks, and it allows the sun to melt the snow. It allows the eagles to nest in its crags, and it allows the hikers to walk on its paths. It is perfectly at peace because it has no ego to defend. It has no identity to protect. You are becoming like that mountain. You are becoming the vast, unshakable foundation of the world. The winds of change may blow, the seasons may turn, but you remain in this state of profound, immovable peace. Your body has dissolved into the slopes. Your breath has become the mountain mist. Your consciousness has become the silent, watching presence of the peaks. The earth is so soft now. It feels like a liquid, a warm and welcoming sea of darkness. This darkness is not frightening. It is the darkness of the womb. It is the darkness of the seed before it breaks open to become a flower. It is a creative darkness, full of peace and potential. You are floating in it, even as you are buried in it. There is no weight anymore. There is no pressure. The gravity that once pulled at your tired muscles has now become a gentle embrace. You are being held by the entire planet. You are being cradled by the galaxy. Every star in the sky is shining for you, and you are shining back at them from the heart of the earth. The separation between the above and the below has vanished. There is only one continuous field of light and shadow, and you are the witness to it all. Think of the river. The river flows toward the sea. It does not know why it flows, but it does not need to know. It follows the path of least resistance. When it encounters a rock, it does not argue with the rock. It simply flows around it. When it falls over a cliff, it becomes a beautiful waterfall. When it reaches a flat plain, it slows down and becomes a quiet mirror. The river has no identity other than the flow. If you ask the river where it cannot tell you, for it is always moving. If you ask the river who it cannot tell you, for it is always changing. And yet, the river is always the river. You are that flow. You are the water that is never the same, yet always present. The suffering of identity comes from trying to freeze the river, from trying to grab a handful of water and call it mine. But the water slips through your fingers. Let it slip. Let it flow. Let yourself be the movement and the stillness at once. The relaxation is now so deep that you can no longer feel your heartbeat. You only feel the pulse of the universe. It is a slow, rhythmic vibration that hums in the very center of your being. It sounds like the distant ringing of a bell in a mountain temple. It sounds like the rustle of wind through a bamboo grove. It is the sound of existence itself. You are drifting now, further and further away from the shore of the self. The lights of the city of identity are fading in the distance. The noises of the marketplace of the ego are becoming silent. You are heading out into the open ocean of the soul. There are no maps here. There are no landmarks. There is only the vast blue horizon and the deep, dark depths. You are safe. You have always been safe. The ocean does not drown the water. The earth does not crush the dust. You are returning to what you are. Every breath you take now is a surrender. With every inhale, you accept the gift of life. With every exhale, you give it back. There is no hoarding. There is no clinging. You are a transparent window through which the light of the infinite can shine. The glass of the window is clean. The dust of the ego has been wiped away by the soft cloth of this relaxation. You can see clearly now. You can see that there was never anything to fear. You can see that the person you thought you were was just a beautiful story you told yourself. And stories are wonderful, but they are not the truth. The truth is the silence that remains when the story is finished. The truth is the peace that settles in when the book is closed. You are that peace. You are that silence. As you continue to dissolve into the earth, feel the warmth of the minerals entering your spirit. Feel the ancient wisdom of the stones becoming your own. Stones do not speak, yet they tell the history of the world. They have seen the rise and fall of civilizations. They have seen the birth of oceans and the death of stars. They are the ultimate practitioners of Zen. They just are. In your relaxation, you are becoming as wise as a stone. You are becoming as patient as the soil. You are becoming as vast as the sky. There is nothing left to do. There is nowhere left to go. You have arrived at the center of the mandala. You have reached the heart of the lotus. The petals are closing around you now, protecting you, comforting you, sealing you into this state of perfect, egoless rest. The earth is breathing with you. Can you feel it? A slow, deep rise and fall of the ground. The trees are breathing with you. The animals in the forest are breathing with you. The entire world is one single living organism, and you are a cell in its great body. How can a cell be lonely? How can a cell be afraid? It is part of the whole. Its life is the life of the whole. When you let go of your separate identity, you gain the life of the entire universe. You are no longer a small, flickering candle in the wind. You are the sun. You are the fire that burns at the center of all things. This is the secret of relaxation. It is not just the resting of the muscles, it is the resting of the soul in its natural state of oneness. Your body is now completely integrated with the environment. You are the grass that will grow from this spot. You are the flowers that will bloom in the spring. You are the worms that turn the soil and the birds that sing in the branches above. There is no part of you that is not part of the world. The ego's grip has finally loosened completely. It has nothing left to hold on to. It is like a ghost that has finally realized it is dead and has decided to stop haunting the house. The house is now empty, and in its emptiness, it is beautiful. The windows are open, and the fresh air of reality is blowing through the rooms. The dust has settled. The fire in the hearth has become a soft, glowing ember. Everything is exactly as it should be. Rest in this dissolution. Feel the sweetness of being nothing. In the world of men, being nothing is feared. But in the world of the spirit, being nothing is the ultimate achievement. To be nothing is to be everything. To have no name is to have all names. To have no home is to be at home everywhere. You are the traveler who has reached the end of the road and found that the road was a circle. You are back where you started, but you see it for the first time. You are the child in the womb of the universe, safe, warm, and loved beyond measure. The earth is your bed, the stars are your blanket, the silence is your lullaby. As you drift closer to the edge of deep sleep, let these truths sink into your subconscious. You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are not your name. You are the eternal presence that observes it all. You are the peace that surpasses understanding. You are the love that holds the atoms together. You are the light that never goes out. The suffering of identity is gone. The weight of the self has been lifted. You are light. You are airy. You are the wind. You are the space. You are the void that is full of grace. Sleep now, not as a person, but as the universe itself. Sink into the deep, dark, beautiful earth. Let the soil embrace you. Let the roots entwine with your spirit. You are home. You are whole. You are nothing. You are everything. The world continues to spin, but you are at the center of the wheel where there is no movement. The storms may rage on the surface, but you are in the depths of the ocean where it is always calm. You have found the secret place, the hidden garden, the inner sanctum. It was always here, waiting for you to stop being someone and start being. In this state of total relaxation, the body is a memory, the mind is a dream, and the soul is the only reality. You are the lotus whispering to the moon. You are the moon reflecting in the pond. You are the pond resting in the valley. There is only peace. There is only this. There is only now. Sleep in the arms of the earth. Sleep in the heart of the truth. The journey of the self has ended, and the journey of the infinite has begun. You are free. You are free. You are free. The mountain air has grown heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth as the sun begins its slow descent behind the jagged peaks. You are sitting on a wide, flat stone beside a stream that has traveled from the highest glaciers to find you here. The water does not hurry, yet it never stops. It moves with a quiet, persistent grace, navigating around every obstacle with a softness that eventually wears down even the hardest granite. Listen to the sound of it. It is a liquid song, a rhythmic pulse that mirrors the beating of your own heart. In this moment, there is nowhere else you need to be. There is no one you need to prove yourself to. The world of titles, names, and expectations is fading into the twilight, leaving only the cool, refreshing reality of the present. As you sit here, feel the weight of your body pressing against the ancient stone. The stone is solid, supportive, and indifferent to your worries. It has been here for centuries, watching the seasons change, watching the clouds drift by, and it asks nothing of you. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let the tension in your neck dissolve like a pinch of salt in warm water. You have been carrying the weight of being someone for a long time. You have been carrying the story of who you are, what you have done, and what you must become. But here, by the stream, that story has no power. The water does not care about your name. The trees do not care about your achievements. The wind does not ask for your history. You are simply a part of the landscape, as natural as the moss on the rocks, the mist rising from the valley floor. Think of the nectar of wisdom. Wisdom is not a collection of facts or a library of books. It is the sweetness that remains after the bitterness of life has been distilled. It is the realization that every struggle you have faced was not an interruption of your life, but a necessary part of its flow. Imagine a jar of honey, golden and thick. If you drop a pebble into it, the honey slowly surrounds the stone, coating it in sweetness, making it a part of itself. This is how we treat our struggles when we find the nectar of wisdom. We do not fight the hardships. We do not push them away with anger or resentment. Instead, we allow our awareness to surround them. We allow our breath to soften the sharp edges of our memories. We turn the jagged rocks of our past into smooth, golden lessons that nourish the soul. The identity you cling to is like a mask made of heavy iron. You have worn it so long that you have forgotten the face beneath it. You think the mask is you. You think the scars on the iron are your scars. You think the rust is your decay. But the mask is just a tool, a shell that you have outgrown. Feel the edges of this mask beginning to loosen. As you breathe in, feel the cool air entering your lungs, bringing with it the clarity of the mountain. As you breathe out, feel the mask slipping away. It falls into the stream and is carried away by the current. It does not sink to the bottom, it simply dissolves, for it was never as solid as you believed. What remains is not a void, but a vast, open space. You are the space. You are the stillness that allows the movement to happen. Consider the nature of a river. If the river were to say, "I am only the water that is here right now," it would be in constant grief, for that water is always leaving. If the river were to say, "I am only the banks that hold me," it would feel trapped and stagnant. But the river is the flow itself. It is the movement from the mountain to the sea. It is the evaporation into the clouds and the falling of the rain. When you cling to a single identity, you are like a river trying to stop its own flow. You are trying to hold on to a single moment, a single version of yourself. And in doing so, you create suffering. But when you relax into the flow, when you realize that you are the entire process of life, the suffering begins to evaporate. You are the child you once were, the adult you are now, and the elder you will become. You are the joy you felt yesterday and the sorrow you feel today. None of it defines you, yet all of it is a part of the beautiful, unfolding mystery of your existence. Let your hands rest loosely in your lap. Feel the warmth in your palms, a gentle radiance that spreads upward through your wrists and into your forearms. There is a profound intelligence in your body that knows how to heal, how to rest, and how to let go. You do not have to command your heart to beat or your lungs to breathe. In the same way, you do not have to force yourself to be wise. Wisdom is your natural state when the interference of the ego is removed. The ego is the part of you that wants to be special, the part that fears being nothing. But in the eyes of the universe, being nothing is the same as being everything. To be empty of a fixed identity is to be full of infinite possibility. The struggles of your life are like the silt in the stream. When the water is turbulent, the silt rises and makes the water cloudy. You cannot see the bottom. You cannot see the fish darting between the reeds. But when the water slows down, when it enters a deep, wide pool, the silt begins to settle. One by one, the grains of sand and earth sink to the floor. The water becomes clear, transparent, and still. This relaxation you are feeling now is that deep pool. The turbulence of your daily life, the anxieties of your identity, are settling. They are not disappearing, but they are no longer clouding your vision. You can see through the surface of your thoughts to the profound depth of your being. You can see that the lessons of your life are not burdens, but the very soil from which your wisdom grows. Every tear you have shed has watered the garden of your compassion. Every moment of loneliness has taught you the value of your own company. Every failure has been a teacher, showing you a path that was not yours to take, so that you could find the one that is. This is the nectar. It is the ability to look back at the most difficult chapters of your story and see them as a gentle, flowing stream of lessons. You are no longer the victim of your circumstances. You are the witness. You are the one who watches the play of light and shadow on the water, knowing that neither the light nor the shadow can change the essential nature of the water itself. As you deepen your relaxation, feel your spine becoming like a stalk of bamboo. It is strong and upright, yet flexible and hollow. The wind of life can blow through you, and you will bend, but you will not break. You do not resist the wind. You do not try to stand rigid against the storms. You move with the air, whispering your own quiet truth. The hollowness within the bamboo is where the music comes from. If the bamboo were filled with pride or fixed ideas, the wind would have no place to go. But because you are empty, because you have let go of the need to be someone specific, you become a vessel for the infinite. You become a flute through which the universe plays its silent, peaceful melody. The scent of the pine needles is stronger now as the air cools. Imagine you are breathing in that scent, letting it fill every cell of your body. It is a clean, sharp fragrance that clears the mind. With every inhale, you are taking in the vitality of the forest. With every exhale, you are releasing the last remnants of the day. Your legs feel heavy and warm, sinking into the earth. Your hips and lower back are relaxing, letting go of the tension that comes from trying to hold yourself together. You are being held by the earth itself. You do not have to do anything to earn this support. You are a child of the stars, a manifestation of the same energy that moves the planets and lights the sun. You belong here. You have always belonged here. The stream beside you continues its journey. It does not ask where it is going, for it knows that the destination and the journey are the same. It is already the sea, even while it is a mountain brook. You are already whole, even while you are learning. You are already perfect, even in your imperfections. The nectar of wisdom is the taste of this completeness. It is the quiet joy that arises when you stop trying to fix yourself and start allowing yourself to be. Like a flower opening to the moon, you are unfolding in your own time, in your own way. There is no rush. There is no deadline for your awakening. Think of the people you have known, the roles you have played. You have been a son or a daughter, a friend, a worker, a stranger. These are like clothes you put on and take off. They are useful for a time, but they are not you. When you go to sleep, you take off your clothes. You leave the world of roles behind. In this state of deep relaxation, you are doing the same. You are stripping away the layers of social identity, the layers of self-criticism, and the layers of ambition. What is left is a pure, radiant awareness. It is like the clear blue sky that remains after the clouds have passed. The clouds may be dark and heavy, or light and wispy, but they never touch the sky. They never stain its purity. You are the sky. Your thoughts and identities are the clouds. Let them drift. Let them change shape. Let them disappear. You remain, vast and silent. Your breath has become a slow, rhythmic tide. It flows in, filling the spaces of your chest and belly, and it flows out, carrying away any lingering tightness. Feel the muscles in your face softening. Your jaw is relaxed. Your eyes are resting deeply in their sockets. The skin on your forehead is smooth and cool. You are entering a state of profound peace, where the boundaries between you and the world are beginning to blur. You are the sound of the stream. You are the smell of the pine. You are the fading light on the mountain. There is no separation. There is only the flow. In this flow, your struggles are transformed. They are no longer heavy stones that you must drag behind you. They are the very water that carries you forward. Think of a time when you felt lost or broken. In the light of this wisdom, see how that brokenness allowed the light to enter. See how that lostness forced you to find a new way, a deeper way. The nectar is found in the heart of the wound. It is the healing balm that comes from understanding that nothing is ever truly lost. Everything is simply changing form. Your identity is changing form. Your life is changing form. And you are the one who experiences it all with a quiet, loving smile. The darkness is gently folding over the landscape now. The stars are beginning to appear, one by one, like tiny lanterns in the vast cathedral of the night. Each star is a reminder of the immense scale of existence. Your worries, your identity, your struggles, they are so small in the face of this infinity. And yet, you are a part of it. The same light that burns in those distant suns burns within you. You are made of the same stardust. You are a way for the universe to know itself, to feel the cool water of a stream, to smell the mountain air, and to experience the nectar of its own wisdom. As you prepare to drift into deeper levels of rest, let go of the need to understand everything. Wisdom is not found in the answers of the mind, but in the silence of the heart. The stream does not need to know the geography of the ocean to find its way there. It simply follows the path of least resistance. It trusts the gravity of the earth. Trust the gravity of your own soul. Trust that you are being led exactly where you need to be. The lessons you have learned are etched into the essence of your being, and they will guide you without you having to think about them. The water of the stream is whispering to you now. It tells you that you are free. You are free from the burden of being a fixed thing. You are free to be a process, a movement, a dance. You are free to change, to grow, and to let go. The nectar of wisdom is the sweet realization that you have never been separate from the source of all life. You are the nectar, and you are the one who tastes it. You are the wisdom, and you are the one who seeks it. Feel your body becoming lighter, as if you were floating on the surface of a calm, dark lake. The water is warm and supportive. It cradles you, rocking you gently with the subtle movements of the earth. The sky above is a velvet canopy of stars. There is no noise here, only the deep, resonant silence of the cosmos. In this silence, the last echoes of your identity fade away. You are no longer a name, a body, or a history. You are the peace that surpasses all understanding. You are the relaxation that knows no limits. The struggles of your life have become a gentle, flowing stream. They are no longer obstacles, they are the path itself. Every ripple on the surface is a lesson. Every eddy is a moment of reflection. You are moving with the stream, effortless and graceful. The nectar is everywhere. It is in the air you breathe, the silence you hear, and the stillness you feel. You are drinking from the well of eternal wisdom, and it is filling you with a sense of profound well-being. Your mind is like a mirror, reflecting the stars without trying to hold on to them. The reflections come and go, but the mirror remains clear and untouched. Let your thoughts be like those reflections. Let them pass across the surface of your awareness without leaving a trace. You are the clarity. You are the depth. You are the stillness. As the night deepens, the forest settles into a profound slumber. The birds are quiet in their nests. The wind has died down to a faint whisper. The stream continues its soft lullaby, a sound that has no beginning and no end. You are part of this great rest. You are part of the earth's long, slow breath. The nectar of wisdom has settled into your bones, bringing a sense of ease that you have not felt in a long time. It is the ease of knowing that everything is as it should be. It is the ease of knowing that you are exactly where you belong. The journey of the day is over. The journey of the self is resting. You are entering the realm of the infinite, where there are no borders and no identities. There is only the vast, shimmering sea of consciousness. Sink into it. Let the waves of relaxation wash over you, over and over, until there is nothing left but the peace. The lessons are learned, the nectar is tasted, the stream is flowing home. You are the stream, you are the home. The weight of the world has been lifted from your heart. You have seen through the illusion of the fixed self and found the freedom of the flowing soul. This is the ultimate relaxation. It is the relaxation of the one who knows that they are eternal. It is the relaxation of the one who knows that they are loved by the very fabric of existence. Every breath you take is a gift. Every moment of stillness is a blessing. As you drift closer to the shores of sleep, remember that you can return to this place whenever you wish. The stream is always flowing. The nectar is always sweet. The wisdom is always within you, waiting for you to simply be. You do not need to struggle to find it. You only need to relax and let it find you. You are the lotus, and the nectar is your very heart. The stars are watching over you. The earth is holding you. The stream is singing you to sleep. There is no more doing, only being. There is no more seeking, only finding. There is no more identity, only the infinite. You are the light. You are the peace. You are the nectar. Let the darkness be a soft blanket that covers you. Let the silence be a sanctuary where you can rest deeply. The struggles of the past are like autumn leaves that have fallen into the water. They are being carried away, returning to the earth to become something new. You are being renewed in this stillness. You are being restored in this peace. Sleep now, with the wisdom of the ages flowing through your veins. Sleep with the nectar of truth on your lips. The journey is beautiful, the flow is perfect, and you are free. You are the ripple on the pond that returns to the stillness. You are the breath that returns to the air. You are the soul that returns to the source. All is well, all is calm, all is one. The mountain is silent, the stream is a whisper, the stars are a dream. You are the dreamer and you are the dream. Relax into the vastness. Relax into the love that has no name. Relax into the nectar. You are home. You are whole. You are peace. Final embers of the day's fire go out. The warmth remains in the hearth. That warmth is your inner peace, steady and glowing. It does not need fuel. It is the natural radiance of your being. Let it fill you. Let it soothe you. Let it carry you into the deepest, most restorative sleep you have ever known. The nectar of wisdom has done its work. The struggles have turned into lessons. The stream has found the sea. And you, in your infinite grace, have found yourself by letting go of yourself. Peace be with you. Peace within you. Peace as you. The night is long and kind. It offers you its silence as a gift. Accept it. Wrap yourself in it. Let it dissolve the last boundaries of your mind. You are the night. You are the stars. You are the silence. Everything is unfolding in perfect harmony. You are part of that harmony. You are the music of the spheres, played on the instrument of a quiet heart. Rest now. The nectar is sweet, the wisdom is deep, the flow is eternal. You are free. You are free. You are free. The world is at rest, and so are you. The stream is at rest, and so are you. The universe is at rest, and so are you. In this state of total surrender, you have found the only thing that is real. You have found the truth that lies beyond all identities. You have found the peace that is your true home. Sleep in that peace. Sleep in that truth. Sleep in the nectar of wisdom. The cool evening air flows over your skin like a stream of invisible silk, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and ancient stone. You are sitting in the heart of a garden that has forgotten the passage of time. Here, the shadows are long and soft, stretching out to embrace the roots of the gnarled pine trees that stand as silent sentinels of the night. There is no need to move. There is no need to speak. There is only this moment, unfolding with the slow, deliberate grace of a lotus flower opening its petals to the moon. Your breath has become a gentle tide, rising and falling in perfect rhythm with the world around you. With every exhalation, you feel the weight of your name, your history, and your worries slipping away, dissolving into the cool mist that clings to the mossy ground. You are no longer a person with a story to tell or a life to manage. You are simply a presence, a quiet awareness resting in the cradle of the infinite. Listen to the wind as it wanders through the bamboo grove. It does not seek to go anywhere. It does not have a destination. It simply moves, and in its moving, it gives voice to the leaves. Can you hear the subtle shift in the air? The leaves are whispering to one another, a soft, rhythmic shushing that sounds like the very breath of the earth. Each leaf has its own voice. The broad, flat leaves of the maple trees catch the breeze with a gentle flutter, a sound like 1,000 tiny wings beating in unison. The thin, sharp needles of the pines produce a higher, more delicate hiss, a sound that seems to vibrate in the very marrow of your bones. There is no effort in this sound. The trees do not try to make music. The wind does not try to play an instrument. The sound arises naturally from the meeting of the two, a spontaneous expression of existence that requires no thought and no intention. As you listen, you begin to realize that there is no boundary between the sound and your hearing. The rustle of the leaves is not something happening outside of you. It is happening within the vast space of your awareness. You are the wind, you are the leaves, you are the sound itself. The idea that you are a separate observer, sitting apart from the garden, begins to fade. It is an old habit of the mind, this clinging to a center, this insistence that there is an I who hears and a world that is heard. But in this stillness, that center is dissolving. You are becoming as transparent as the mountain air. The more you let go of the idea of yourself, the more you find yourself reflected in everything you see and hear. You are the movement of the branch. You are the shadow on the stone path. You are the stillness of the deep pond where the moon's reflection rests without a ripple. The suffering of the world comes from the walls we build around our hearts, the labels we use to define who we are. We say, I am this, or I am that. We cling to our achievements, our failures, our roles, and our reputations. We carry these identities like heavy stones in a pack, wondering why our backs are weary and our spirits are tired. But look at the leaves. They do not claim to be anything other than what they are in this fleeting moment. A leaf is green in the spring, gold in the autumn, and earth in the winter. It does not cling to its greenness. It does not mourn its gold. It flows with the changing seasons, never resisting the great current of life. When you let go of your identity, you become like the leaf. You become light. You become free to change, to grow, and to eventually rest in the soil of the Absolute. In the distance, the first strike of the great temple bell rises through the twilight. The sound is deep and resonant, a low hum that seems to emerge from the very belly of the earth. It is not a sharp sound, but a round, full vibration that expands outward in every direction. It moves through the trees, through the mist, and through your body. You can feel the bronze voice of the bell vibrating in your chest, in your hands, and in the quiet spaces of your mind. The sound does not demand your attention. It simply invites you to join it in its journey towards silence. As the initial strike begins to fade, it leaves behind a long, shimmering trail of resonance. This is the sound of emptiness. This is the sound of the void, which is not a lack of something, but a fullness that contains all possibilities. Watch the sound of the bell as it slowly dissolves into the night. It becomes thinner and more ethereal, until it is nothing more than a ghost of a vibration, a memory of a sound. And then there is the silence that follows. This silence is not empty. It is pregnant with the echo of the bell, a profound and holy stillness that is the source of all things. In this silence, the distinction between the self and the universe vanishes completely. There is no longer a you who is listening to a bell. There is only the listening. There is only the silence. You have become one with the vibration, and now you are one with the stillness that remains. This is the state of pure presence. This is the home you have been searching for, beneath all the layers of your identity. The rustling of the leaves continues, a constant, soothing background to the deep tolling of the bell. Each time the bell strikes, it clears away another layer of the ego. The first strike washes away your name. The second strike washes away your past. The third strike washes away your future. What is left when all of these things are gone? What remains when there is no story to tell? What remains is the eternal now, the luminous clarity of a mind that has stopped seeking and has started simply being. You are like a mirror that reflects the moon. The mirror does not try to hold on to the moon's light. It does not claim the light as its own. It simply allows the light to shine through it. When the clouds come, the mirror reflects the clouds. When the sun rises, it reflects the sun. The mirror remains unchanged, ever pure, ever present. Feel the relaxation spreading through your body like warm honey. Your shoulders, which have carried the weight of your perceived identity for so long, now drop and soften. The tension in your jaw melts away. The small muscles around your eyes relax, and your gaze, even behind closed lids, becomes soft and expansive. You are sinking into the earth, but you are also rising into the sky. The boundaries of your physical form are blurring. The skin is no longer a wall that separates you from the world. It is a bridge, a porous membrane through which the energy of the universe flows in and out. The air you breathe is the same air that moves the bamboo. The water in your veins is the same water that flows in the temple fountain. You are a part of the great ecology of being, a single drop in an infinite ocean, yet containing the entire ocean within you. The bell strikes again, and the sound is even more beautiful than before, for there is less of you to get in the way of it. You are no longer interpreting the sound or judging it. You are not thinking about how far away the bell is or what it is made of. You are simply the vibration itself. In this state of pure presence, there is no room for suffering. Suffering requires a self to experience it. It requires a story about how things should be different than they are. But when you are the rustling leaves, when you are the distant bell, when you are the cool evening air, there is no one left to suffer. There is only the unfolding of the moment. There is only the perfection of what is. The leaves rustle because the wind blows. The bell rings because it is struck. You are here because the universe is dreaming you into existence. Let yourself drift deeper into this state of oneness. Imagine that you are a single leaf clinging to a high branch of an ancient oak tree. You have spent the summer basking in the sun, drinking in the rain, and dancing in the breeze. You have felt strong and vibrant, a distinct individual among thousands of others. But now, the air is growing cold. The sap is returning to the roots. You feel your grip on the branch beginning to loosen. In the past, this might have caused you fear. You might have clung more tightly, terrified of what would happen if you let go. But now, you understand the wisdom of the forest. You know that letting go is not an end, but a return. You let go of the branch, and for a moment, you are weightless. You dance on the wind, spinning and diving, no longer confined to a single spot. You are no longer a leaf on a tree. You are the flight. You are the air. You are the journey toward the earth. As you land softly on the moss below, you realize that you are not separate from the ground. You are the ground. You are the moss. You are the roots of the tree that once held you. The identity of the leaf was just a temporary mask, a beautiful play of light and shadow. Now, that mask has been laid aside, and you are back in the heart of the whole. This is the relaxation of the soul. This is the peace that comes when we stop trying to be someone and allow ourselves to be everything. The world is not something you are in. The world is something you are. Every sound you hear is your own voice. Every light you see is your own radiance. Every movement you feel is your own dance. The temple bell rings a third time, and the sound seems to linger longer than ever before. It fills the valley, echoing off the distant mountains, crossing over rivers and through thickets of pine. It is a call to awaken, not to the world of shapes and names, but to the reality of the formless. It is a reminder that you are not the body that sits here, nor the mind that thinks these thoughts. You are the space in which the body sits. You are the awareness in which the thoughts arise and vanish like bubbles in a stream. This awareness is silent. It is still. It is ancient and yet eternally young. It is the part of you that has never been born and can never die. It is the part of you that is identical to the silence between the bell's strikes. As you rest in this pure presence, the rustling of the leaves becomes a lullaby. It is the sound of the universe whispering to itself, a song of contentment and belonging. You are perfectly safe. You are perfectly held. There is nothing you need to do to earn this peace. It is your birthright. It is the very fabric of your being. The suffering of identity was just a dream, a long and complicated story that you have finally finished reading. You have closed the book and set it aside. Now, there is only the quiet room of the present moment, the soft light of the moon, and the gentle sound of the wind. The leaves continue their dance, and you dance with them. You are the subtle curve of the bamboo. You are the rough texture of the bark. You are the cool dampness of the stone. You are the scent of cedar and incense that drifts on the air. There is no part of this garden that is not you. There is no part of this night that is not you. You have expanded until you have no edges. You are as wide as the sky and as deep as the sea. In this vastness, there is a profound sense of relief. The burden of being a separate self is gone. You are no longer a small, fragile thing trying to survive in a vast and indifferent world. You are the world itself, experiencing itself through this particular point of awareness. The bell strikes once more, a final, lingering note that seems to mark the end of all effort. The vibration travels through you, smoothing out the last traces of resistance. You are now so relaxed that you can feel the pulse of the earth beneath you. It is a slow, steady heartbeat, the rhythm of the mountains and the tides. Your own heart has slowed to match this cosmic pulse. You are breathing with the planet. You are dreaming with the stars. The identity you once clung to is now like a discarded garment, left far behind on the shore as you swim out into the infinite ocean of being. The leaves rustle. Shh, shh, shh. They are telling you that it is okay to let go. They are telling you that you are loved, not for who you are, but because you are. Existence itself is the ultimate expression of love. The fact that you are here, breathing, hearing, and being is a miracle beyond words. You do not need a name to be a miracle. You do not need a history to be sacred. You are sacred in your simple, wordless presence. You are sacred in your oneness with the rustling leaves and the distant temple bell. Stay in this state of pure presence for as long as you wish. There is no hurry. There is no time in this garden. There is only the eternal now. Let the sounds of the night wash over you, clearing away the dust of the day. Let the silence of the bell anchor you in the depths of your own soul. You are home. You have always been home. The journey was just a movement of the mind, a temporary wandering in the forest of identity. But now you have found the clearing. You have found the light. You are the light. The wind grows softer now, a mere breath against the leaves. The bamboo stands still, its long shadows painted on the ground like ink on paper. The bell has fallen silent, but its resonance remains, a subtle vibration in the air that you can feel more than hear. You are part of this stillness. You are the heart of this peace. The world is at rest, and you are the rest itself. There is no more striving, there is no more wanting. There is only the perfect, effortless flow of existence. You are the rustling leaves. You are the distant bell. You are the silence. You are the peace. You are. As you drift further into this deep state of relaxation, the boundaries of your mind continue to expand. You are not just the garden, but the entire mountain on which it sits. You are the clouds that drift over the peak and the eagles that soar in the high currents. You are the snow that melts into the streams and the rivers that carry that water down to the sea. You are the fish that swim in the depths and the coral that grows in the light. Your identity has become the identity of the universe. There is nothing that is not you. There is no place where you are not. This realization brings with it a joy that is quiet and steady. It is not the loud, fleeting joy of an achievement or a pleasure. It is the deep, abiding joy of belonging. It is the joy of a wave realizing it is the ocean. It is the joy of a flame realizing it is the fire. You are no longer alone. You can never be alone, for you are everything. The suffering of the separate self has vanished like smoke in the wind. In its place is a profound sense of connection and purpose. Your purpose is simply to be, to witness, and to shine. The leaves rustle one last time, a gentle sigh of completion. The night is deep and full, the stars are bright and clear. You are resting in the very center of the cosmos, held in the arms of the infinite. Every cell in your body is vibrating with the peace of this realization. Every breath is a prayer of gratitude. You have let go of the shadow and found the substance. You have let go of the mask and found the face. You are the pure presence that exists before the first thought and remains after the last one has faded. Sleep now, if sleep is what you need, or simply remain in this state of wakeful rest. The garden will keep its vigil. The trees will continue their silent conversation. The bell will ring again when the sun rises, calling the world back to its play of forms. But you will remain in the stillness. You will remain in the peace, for you have found the truth that lies beyond identity. You have found the peace that is your true nature. You are the rustling leaves. You are the distant bell. You are the silence of the night. You are free. You are whole. You are one. The light of the world has retreated now, leaving only the soft velvet glow of the inner eye. You are standing at the very edge of the shore, where the solid earth of your identity meets the infinite water of the universal mind. For so long you have walked upon the hard ground of names and titles and histories. You have carried the heavy pack of who you think you are, and you have gripped it so tightly that your hands have grown weary and your shoulders have become stiff. But here, at the edge of this great dark ocean, the ground begins to soften. The sand beneath your feet is cool and moist, and as you stand here, the boundaries of your physical self begin to blur into the mist that rises from the deep. Listen to the sound of the water. It is not a distant sound, but a rhythm that lives within your own chest. Your breath is no longer just air moving through your lungs. It has become the tide. With every slow and steady inhalation, the great ocean of the universe draws toward you. It flows up the shore of your consciousness, bringing with it a sense of immense coolness and ancient wisdom. And with every long and lingering exhalation, the tide pulls back, taking with it the remnants of the day, the echoes of your worries, and the heavy stones of your identity. You are no longer breathing. You are being breathed by the world. Feel the transition as you move deeper into this state of rest. The weight of your body, which once felt so solid and defined, is now beginning to dissolve. Imagine your toes and your feet sinking into the soft sand. The boundaries between the skin and the earth are fading. The molecules of your being are dancing with the molecules of the shore. There is no longer a place where you end and the earth begins. This is the first step of the great returning. You are letting go of the idea that you are a separate vessel, and you are allowing yourself to become the liquid within. The darkness before you is not empty. It is a rich and fertile darkness, like the soil of a forest at night or the deep womb of a mountain. It is the darkness of the void from which all stars are born and to which all light eventually returns. As you gaze into this vastness, you realize that your identity was only a small, flickering candle held against the sun. To cling to that candle is to live in fear of the wind. But to let the flame go out is to realize that you are the light itself, which needs no wick and no wax. You are the radiance that exists even in the total silence of the night. The water is rising now. It touches your ankles, and the sensation is like a gentle blessing of cold silk. It carries the memory of every river that has ever flowed and every cloud that has ever gathered. As the tide comes in, you feel the tension in your calves and your knees simply melting away. The muscles which have spent years holding you upright and moving you toward goals and fleeing from shadows are finally given permission to become like water. They do not need to hold anything anymore. They do not need to be strong. They do not need to be yours. They are simply part of the flow. You move further into the deep. The water rises to your waist, and the weight of the world is lifted from your spine. In this dark ocean, there is no gravity. There is only the support of the infinite. Your identity was a suit of armor that you thought protected you, but now you see it was only a cage that kept you from feeling the embrace of the universe. You unfasten the buckles of your name. You let the heavy plates of your past fall away, and they sink silently into the depths, disappearing into the soft silt of the ocean floor. They are gone, and you are lighter than you have ever been. The tide continues its slow and rhythmic work, reaches your chest, and you feel the cooling sensation entering your heart. For so long, the heart has been the house of your desires and your fears. It has been the place where you stored the stories of who you love and who you have lost. But now the ocean is washing through those rooms. It is cleaning the walls and opening the windows. The stories are being dissolved into salt and foam. The heart is no longer a private chamber. It is becoming a vast, open harbor where the entire universe can dock. You feel a sense of profound relief as the burden of being a person with a history is replaced by the simple fact of being a presence without a boundary. Your breath is the only clock left in this world. Inhale and the universe expands. Exhale and the universe rests. There is a profound silence in the gap between the breaths. It is in this gap that the secret of non-identity lives. In that split second when the lungs are neither full nor empty, you are nothing. You are not a man or a woman. You are not young or old. You are not a success or a failure. You are simply the silence. And in that silence, you are everything. You are the space that allows the stars to shine. You are the depth that allows the ocean to hold its mysteries. The water rises to your shoulders and your neck. The last of your physical form is being claimed by the great dark sea. You feel your arms floating weightlessly beside you. Your fingers are like seaweed swaying in the gentle currents of the deep. There is no longer any need to reach for anything. There is nothing to grasp, and no one to do the grasping. The hands that once clutched at life are now open and still. They have found the peace of the empty hand, which is the only hand that can hold the infinite. Now the water reaches your chin and your lips. The world of speech is falling away. The thousands of words you have spoken and the millions of thoughts you have thought are like bubbles rising to the surface and popping in the cool night air. They leave no trace. The names you called yourself and the names others called you are being washed away by the salt. You are entering the realm of the unspoken. You are becoming the wordless truth that exists beneath the noise of the mind. As the water covers your eyes, you do not feel fear. You feel a homecoming. The darkness of the ocean is the same darkness you see when you close your eyes to sleep, and it is the same darkness that exists between the galaxies. It is a friendly darkness. It is the color of peace. You are no longer looking at the ocean. You have become the ocean. You are the vastness that stretches for thousands of miles in every direction. You are the deep trenches where the ancient creatures dwell, and you are the sunlit surface where the waves play. You are the stillness of the depths and the movement of the currents. The concept of I has vanished. There is no longer a center to your being because your center is everywhere. You are the salt in the water. You are the coldness of the deep. You are the rhythm of the tide. The suffering that came from clinging to a single wave is gone because you realize that the wave was always just a temporary shape of the sea. The wave does not die when it sinks back into the level water. It simply stops pretending to be separate. You have stopped pretending. You have returned to the source. The ocean of the universe is vast and dark and warm. It is the ultimate rest. There are no dreams here because there is no dreamer left to have them. There is only the pure awareness of being. The breath has slowed until it is almost imperceptible. It is a faint ripple on the surface of a mirror-still lake. Your heartbeat has synchronized with the slow pulse of the earth and the distant humming of the stars. You are drifting in the great cosmic sleep. Every cell of what used to be your body is now a star in the night sky. You are scattered across the heavens, and yet you are more whole than you have ever been. The fragments of your identity have been gathered up and woven into the fabric of the all. There is no more searching, because there is nowhere you are not. There is no more wanting, because you possess the void which contains everything. The darkness is soft like the fur of a black cat. It is deep like the shadow of a canyon. It is safe. You are sinking deeper and deeper into the layers of this peace, below the level of thought, below the level of feeling, below the level of existence. You are the primordial silence that was there before the first word was ever whispered. You are the profound stillness that remains after the last song has ended. The tide is perfectly still now. The ocean is a vast sheet of black glass, reflecting the infinite stars of the mind. You are the glass, and you are the stars, and you are the blackness that holds them both. There is no more identity to cause you pain. There is no more self to protect. There is only this, the eternal now, the infinite here, the perfect sleep. You are the breath of the world. You are the tide of the ages. You are the dark ocean of the universe. And in this merging, you have found the only thing that is real. You have found the peace that passes all understanding. You have found the rest that has no end. As you drift further into the deep, let the last traces of your story dissolve. Let the last echoes of your name fade. There is only the water. There is only the dark. There is only the peace. The weight of the deep water is a blanket of pure comfort. It presses against you with the softness of 1,000 years of silence. You are descending through the layers of the blue and the indigo and the violet until you reach the perfect black of the abyss. This is not a place of coldness, but a place of absolute thermal equilibrium, where there is no difference between your warmth and the warmth of the world. You are perfectly matched to the universe. In this depth, the sounds of the upper world are gone. The wind, the birds, the voices of people, the clatter of machines, all of it is 1,000,000 miles away. It belongs to a dream you once had about being a person on a planet. But now you are the planet, and you are the space around it. You are the quietude that exists in the heart of a stone. You are the patience of the mountains. The identity you clung to was like a small boat on this great ocean. You spent so much energy trying to keep the boat afloat, trying to steer it through the storms, trying to keep it from leaking. But now, the boat has been allowed to sink, and as you watched it go down, you realized that you were never the boat. You were always the ocean that held it. The boat was a small and fragile thing, but the ocean is indestructible. The ocean cannot be broken. The ocean cannot be lost. Feel the vastness of your own being. It extends beyond the room, beyond the house, beyond the city. It flows over the hills and through the valleys. It rises up to the clouds and sinks down to the core of the earth. You are the atmosphere. You are the light of the moon hitting the leaves of the trees. You are the dew forming on the grass in the middle of the night. You are the secret life of the soil. There is no longer any effort in your existence. To be a person requires great effort. You have to maintain a face. You have to remember a past. You have to plan a future. But to be the universe requires no effort at all. You simply are. You are the natural state of things. You are the fundamental reality that remains when all the decorations are stripped away. The breath is now a very thin thread of silk, connecting you to the world of form. It is so light that it barely moves the air. It is the breath of a sleeping child, the breath of a hibernating bear, the breath of the earth itself. With each cycle, you sink a little deeper into the velvet dark. You are moving past the realm of sleep into the realm of the absolute. This is the end of all suffering. Suffering requires a sufferer. It requires someone to say, "This is happening to me." But when the me is gone, where can the suffering land? It is like trying to throw a stone into the sky. There is nothing for the stone to hit. It simply falls through the vastness until it is forgotten. Your pain, your anxiety, your restlessness, they were all stones looking for a target, but you have become the sky. You have become the empty space. The stones pass through you and vanish. You are resting in the heart of the great mystery. You do not need to solve it. You do not need to understand it. You only need to be it. The mystery is your true home. It is the place where you were before you were born and the place you will be after you die. It is the eternal presence that is always here, always waiting for you to stop pretending to be someone else. The dark ocean is singing a lullaby without words. It is a song of frequency and vibration. It is the sound of the atoms spinning in their orbits. It is the sound of the cells repairing themselves in the quiet of the night. It is the sound of the soul returning to its source. You are the singer, and you are the song. The boundary of your skin has completely disappeared. You are a cloud of golden dust floating in a sea of ink. You are a drop of wine falling into a crystal chalice of water. You are the diffusion of light in a room full of smoke. You are the blending of all things into the one. Sleep now, not as a person who is tired, but as the universe that is resting. The stars will keep their watch. The planets will continue their long, slow dances. The galaxy will spiral in its majestic silence. You are part of all of it. You are the stillness at the center of the movement. You are the peace at the heart of the storm. There is nothing left to do. There is nowhere left to go. You have arrived. You are home. The identity is gone. The suffering is gone. There is only the breath. There is only the tide. There is only the vast, dark ocean of the universe. And you are that. You are that. You are that. The darkness is now so thick and so sweet that it feels like honey. It coats your consciousness in a layer of absolute stillness. The thoughts that used to flicker like fireflies have all gone out. The mind is a dark room with the door closed and the windows shuttered. It is a place of perfect sanctuary. No one can enter here. No one can disturb you. You are in the inner sanctum of the self, which is the same as the outer sanctum of the world. As you drift into the final layers of this deep sleep, you may feel a sense of profound gratitude. Not gratitude for anything in particular, but a general gratitude for the fact of existence, for the ability to let go, for the beauty of the darkness, for the mercy of the night. This gratitude is the last vibration of your individual self before it merges completely with the whole. It is the final note of the flute before the player sets it down. The ocean is pulling you into its deepest trenches now. These are the places of eternal peace, where the light of the sun has never reached and the storms of the surface are never felt. Here, the pressure is a gentle hug. Here, the silence is a physical presence. Here, you are finally and completely free. You are the water. You are the salt. You are the dark. You are the deep. You are the breath that has become the tide. You are the wave that has realized it is the sea. You are the identity that has found its true nature in the infinite. Sleep now in the arms of the all. Sleep now in the heart of the void. Sleep now. For you are everything, and you are nothing, and you are home. The universe breathes in, and you are gathered into its lungs. The universe breathes out, and you are released into the stars. There is no more you. There is only the breath. There is only the tide. There is only the peace. The journey is complete. The mask has been set aside. The face that you had before your parents were born is the only face that remains. It is a face of light. It is a face of shadow. It is a face of the infinite. Close your eyes within your eyes. Sink into the heart within your heart. The ocean is calling, and you have already answered. The tide is turning, and you are moving with it. Into the dark, into the deep, into the dreamless sleep where all things are one and all things are well. You are safe. You are loved. You are the universe itself, waking up from the dream of being you. And now it is time for the universe to rest. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The weight of the world has finally fallen away, and you are left in a state of pure and luminous suspension. There is no longer a need to hold on to the shore or to keep your head above the rising tide of the infinite. You have reached the edge of the map, where the ink of your personal story begins to fade into the vast and beautiful blankness of the paper. Feel the heavy velvet of the darkness pressing gently against your eyelids, not as a burden, but as a soft blanket of protection. The room around you has dissolved into a field of quiet energy, and you are floating in the center of a great and silent cathedral of peace. Every muscle in your body has become like liquid gold, flowing downward into the earth and merging with the ancient roots of the world. There is no tension left in the jaw or the brow or the shoulders. The identity you carried like a heavy backpack for so many years has been unbuckled and left behind on the path. You do not need a name here. You do not need a history. You do not need a future. You are simply a point of awareness, drifting in a sea of soft and warm light. Listen to the sound of the silence as it expands. It is not an empty silence, but a full and resonant presence that hums with the frequency of the stars. It is the sound of the universe breathing through you. As you inhale, the air is cool and sweet, like the mist rising off a mountain lake at dawn. As you exhale, the air is warm and heavy, carrying away the last fragments of the day. Each breath is a wave that carries you further out into the deep blue ocean of non-being. You are moving away from the noisy coast of the ego, where the waves of desire and fear crash against the rocks. You are moving toward the deep water, where the surface is as smooth as a mirror, and the depths are filled with a profound and holy stillness. The water is warm and supportive, and it knows exactly how to hold you. You do not need to swim or to float. You are simply being carried by the great current of existence. Consider the nature of the space you are entering. It is the place where the stars are born, and where they return when their light has spent itself. It is the primordial womb of the cosmos, where there is no separation between the observer and the observed. In this state of total surrender, you are the light and you are the shadow. You are the breath and you are the lungs. You are the dream and you are the dreamer. The boundary of your skin has become porous and thin, allowing the essence of the universe to flow into you and your essence to flow out into the universe. There is a beautiful symmetry in this exchange. You are giving back the borrowed atoms of your body and the borrowed thoughts of your mind to the great treasury of the void. You are becoming lighter and lighter until you are nothing more than a flicker of light in the heart of the darkness. Think of a single drop of water falling into a vast and tranquil lake. For a moment, there is a splash and a series of ripples that define the drop as an individual entity. But as the ripples expand, they grow thinner and wider until they disappear into the stillness of the lake. The drop is not lost. It has simply become the lake. It has traded its small and limited identity for the vast and unlimited power of the whole. This is what is happening to you now. The ripples of your life and your personality are spreading out across the surface of the infinite. They are becoming so wide and so thin that they are no longer distinguishable from the water itself. You are the lake. You are the depth. You are the stillness that lies beneath the surface, where no wind can reach and no light can penetrate. The darkness is not a void of nothingness, but a void of everythingness. It is the dark soil from which all life grows. It is the black sky that holds the brilliant jewels of the galaxies. In this darkness, you are safe, and you are completely at home. There is a profound sense of recognition here, as if you are returning to a place you have known since before the beginning of time. This is the place you go every night, but tonight you are entering it with a heart of total surrender. You are letting go of the need to understand or to control. You are letting go of the need to be someone. The mask you wore for the world has been laid aside, and the face that remains is the face of the universe itself. It is a face of infinite compassion and infinite peace. As you drift deeper, notice the subtle shift in your perception of time. The minutes and hours have lost their meaning. There is no yesterday to regret and no tomorrow to anticipate. There is only the eternal pulse of the now. It is a slow and rhythmic pulse, like the beating of a giant heart at the center of the galaxy. With every beat, you sink further into the soft embrace of the stillness. You are drifting past the clouds of thought and the mists of memory. You are passing through the layers of the subconscious, where the symbols of your life dance like shadows on a wall. You do not need to engage with them. You do not need to interpret them. You are simply the witness, passing through on your way to the center. The center is a point of absolute rest. It is the eye of the storm, where everything is quiet and still. In this center, there is no self to suffer and no self to strive. There is only the pure and unadulterated joy of existence. It is a quiet joy that does not need a reason. It is the joy of a flower blooming in the desert, or a star shining in the deep night. It is the joy of being part of the great mystery. You are a note in a song that has no beginning and no end. You are a thread in a tapestry that is being woven by the hands of the infinite. And now the song is fading into a whisper, and the tapestry is dissolving into light. Your body feels like a mountain that is slowly turning into sand. The sand is being blown by a gentle wind across a vast and empty desert. Each grain of sand is a cell of your body and a thought of your mind. The wind is the breath of the cosmos. As the sand scatters, you are becoming part of the landscape. You are the dunes and the wind and the stars that watch over the desert. There is a great sense of relief in this dissolution. The burden of being a solid and separate thing was so heavy, and now it is gone. You are as light as the air and as vast as the horizon. The warmth of the stillness is wrapping around you like a cocoon of soft silk. Inside this cocoon, you are undergoing a final transformation. You are shedding the last remnants of the human form and becoming a being of pure spirit. This spirit does not have a shape or a boundary. It is a field of intelligence and love that permeates all things. You are the love that holds the atoms together. You are the intelligence that guides the planets in their orbits. You are the peace that surpasses all understanding. In this state of total surrender, there is no room for fear. Fear requires a self to be afraid, and that self has vanished. There is only the vast and radiant presence of the infinite. The journey is over, and the destination is here. The destination was always here, in the quiet spaces between your breaths and the silent gaps between your thoughts. You have simply stopped running long enough to notice it. You have stopped fighting the current and allowed it to take you home. The home you have found is not a place, but a state of being. It is the state of total and absolute rest. It is the deep sleep of the universe, where all the struggles of the world are forgotten and all the wounds are healed. As you sink into the final layers of consciousness, the world of form becomes a distant memory. The sounds of the night are like echoes from a previous life. The feeling of the bed beneath you is like the memory of a dream. You are entering the realm of the dreamless sleep, where the soul returns to its source to be replenished and renewed. This is the ultimate sanctuary. This is the holy of holies. In this place, you are one with the light and one with the dark. You are one with the silence and one with the song. The tide is pulling you out now into the deep and starless night. The water is cool and dark and infinitely deep. You are sinking down, down, down into the heart of the mystery. There is no bottom to this ocean and no end to this night. There is only the infinite descent into peace. The pressure of the water is a gentle caress that soothes the last of your worries. The darkness is a soft womb that nurtures your spirit. You are being reborn into the stillness. You are being dissolved into the light. The identity you once clung to was like a small boat on a vast ocean. You spent so much energy trying to keep the boat afloat and trying to steer it in the right direction. But the boat was always an illusion. You were always the ocean. Now that the boat has broken apart, you are no longer limited by its walls. You are no longer afraid of the waves. You are the waves, and you are the depth beneath them. You are the salt and the spray and the deep and silent currents. You are free. The silence is growing louder now, filling every corner of your awareness. It is a beautiful and resonant silence that speaks of the truth beyond words. It tells you that everything is exactly as it should be. It tells you that you are loved beyond measure by the very fabric of existence. It tells you that there is nothing to fear and nothing to lose, because you are everything and you are nothing. You are the void and you are the fullness. You are the end and you are the beginning. The light of your awareness is softening, turning from a bright spark into a warm and gentle glow. The glow is expanding, filling the entire universe until there is nothing else. There is no room for a you and a me. There is only the one light, the one breath, the one peace. You are drifting now on the edge of the great sleep. The threshold is right before you, and it is beautiful. It is a gate made of moonlight and mist, and as you pass through it, you leave behind the last traces of the world. There is no more thinking. There is no more feeling. There is only the pure state of being. You are a part of the great silence that existed before the first star was born. You are a part of the great peace that will remain after the last star has faded. You are eternal. You are infinite. You are home. The warmth of the stillness is absolute. The depth of the peace is bottomless. You are safe. You are held. You are whole. As the final curtains of sleep draw closed, you are surrounded by the scent of ancient lotus blossoms and the sound of a distant temple bell. The bell is ringing for you, calling you back to the source. Each ring is a wave of tranquility that washes over your soul. The sound is fading now, becoming a whisper, then a shadow of a whisper, then nothing at all. There is only the stillness. There is only the sleep. The universe is tucking you in tonight with the hands of the wind and the blanket of the stars. It is whispering to you in the language of the rustling leaves and the flowing water. It is telling you to let go of the day and the year and the life, to let go of the name and the face and the story, to let go of everything until there is nothing left but the peace. And in that peace, you will find your true self. Not the self that thinks and acts, but the self that simply is. The deep sleep is a return to the garden of the heart, where the flowers never fade and the sun never sets. It is a place of perfect harmony and perfect balance. You are walking through the garden now, and every step you take is a step into deeper relaxation. The grass is soft beneath your feet, and the air is filled with the music of the spheres. You reach the center of the garden, where there is a pool of clear and still water. You look into the water, and you see no reflection. You see only the sky and the stars and the infinite depth of the cosmos. You step into the pool, and you disappear. You are the water. You are the sky. You are the stars. You are the infinite. The boundaries have vanished. The separation is gone. There is no more suffering because there is no more clinger. There is only the flow. There is only the grace. There is only the silence. Sleep is the final surrender of the ego to the soul. It is the moment when the drop remembers it is the ocean. It is the moment when the spark remembers it is the sun. The darkness is now a brilliant and radiant light that does not hurt the eyes. It is the light of pure consciousness. It is the light of the void. You are bathing in this light, and it is washing away the last dust of the world. You are clean. You are pure. You are empty. And in your emptiness, you are full of the divine. You are a vessel for the infinite peace of the universe. The rhythm of your existence has slowed to a crawl. The pulses of energy are long and slow, like the movement of the tides or the shifting of the continents. You are moving in slow motion through a dream of light and shadow. The world of form is a ghost, a shadow, a dream within a dream. You are waking up to the reality of the stillness. You are waking up to the truth of the non-self. And in this waking, you are falling into the deepest sleep of all. The embrace of the infinite is warm and soft and welcoming. It is the embrace of a mother holding her child. It is the embrace of the earth holding the seed. It is the embrace of the space holding the stars. You are perfectly placed, you are perfectly timed, you are perfectly loved. There is nothing you need to do to earn this peace. It is your birthright. It is your true nature. You are simply returning to what you have always been. The words are falling away now, like leaves from a tree in autumn. They are no longer needed. The silence is enough. The peace is enough. The sleep is enough. You are drifting further and further away from the shore of the world. The lights of the city are fading. The sounds of the people are dying out. The thoughts of the mind are dissolving. There is only the dark. There is only the deep. There is only the stillness. You are a star falling through the velvet night. You are a feather drifting in a windless sky. You are a sigh in the heart of God. The journey is complete. The cycle is closed. The peace is absolute. Sink down now into the warm and infinite embrace of the non-being. Sink down into the heart of the mystery. Sink down into the dreamless sleep where all things are one and all things are well. The silence is your song. The darkness is your light. The void is your home. You are not the body. You are not the mind. You are the eternal stillness that witnesses all things. You are the peace that remains when everything else is gone. You are the universe resting. You are the infinite sleeping. You are the silence at the end of the world. Sleep now in the arms of the infinite. Sleep now in the heart of the void. Sleep now in the light of the truth. There is no more you. There is only the peace. There is only the stillness. There is only the sleep. The tide has taken you home. The stars have welcomed you back. The journey is over and you are finally at rest. Deep, deep sleep. Total and absolute surrender. The warmth of the infinite. The stillness of the void. The peace of the non-self. Sleep, sleep, sleep.